News, Houston.
A police officer from New York City has now been charged with assault after he was recorded knocking down a protester during marches in Brooklyn. Some calling for defunding or even abolishing.
Hogsett declared time was up. It was taken down in a matter of hours Monday and moved
Okay, we're up.
ABC News.
But the statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee is getting at least a little more time in Richmond, Virginia. After the governor there said the statue would be taken down, a lawsuit was filed, and now a judge has ordered a 10-day injunction. IBM CEO says his company will no longer offer facial recognition technology. Arvind Krishna says it raises too many questions about mass surveillance and racial profiling. Trevor Ault, ABC News.
I've always wanted to learn another language, but every time I try, it never sticks. So I decided to give Babbel a try, and I really like the teaching method of the app. I started with the beginner lesson on Babbel, and it starts with simple words and phrases, and soon you're putting those words into a conversation. Each lesson takes about 10 to 15 minutes, and they're all really different, which keeps things interesting. The app is really smart. It actually keeps track of the words I'm struggling with, so I can practice them and get better.
Testing.
It was created by real language teachers. They built it around how people actually communicate and how they
So why are we
share.
getting them on just to check in?
What's that?
We're just getting them in to check in.
Getting who in?
That.
Yeah. You know, it's one of the businesses and stuff, they've never been on.
It just takes 10 to 15 minutes a day. Now try Babbel free. Just go to
Suzanne
Babbel.
said,
Download the Babbel
oh, we're having to
app,
be,
start
you know, as far as the business.
That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
They just had JetBlue's down 10%.
Colorado is moving quickly through the state Senate.
Yeah, but it was up fucking like 20% the last week.
What?
Dude, you're always bitching. Fucking amazing. It still went up 10% in fucking a week, or 15, 20% in a week.
20%. Not 30%.
It went up 700% in a week.
We're going to relook at investing those same dollars back.
Did you go gamble?
Such an idea will likely not hit the table.
Yeah, we did good too, man. We gambled for about. There's a cool little casino called Ellis Island. It's off the beaten path. We both played blackjack. We made about $250, $400, man.
That's the latest. I'm Chad Hoffman.
And they have a brewery. They make their own beer, which is absolutely delicious.
Travel around the metro area freeway system, it is starting to ease.
How many people at the table?
A soggy morning drive across the metro area.
3 to a table, man. This one was really weird. Most of their tables had this huge plexiglass. I mean, like, just enough to slide the cards underneath and grab your money. And then it must have went up, fuck, man, it must have went up 3-4 feet. And in between the 3 players at the table, you follow?
How often do they change cards out? Do they?
I didn't pay it. I had too many of those delicious beers to pay attention.
Was he playing blackjack or poker? Blackjack.
Nah, I wouldn't play poker. Where were we? We saw, I'll tell you where the poker room was really crowded. It looked like there was 5 or 6 people at each table. And it was at the, oh man, it's a little outside of town. It's right near us here. It's, fuck, I can't remember the name of it. It's a really nice casino. It's like an Asian name or a Chinese name or something.
People like you plan for retirement, looking for ways to put money in
your
mailbox.
There.
Schedule a visit with Linda and find out how.
I'll take a look.
720 on a 1 minute, gentlemen. Or that's
We got a new gutter. Wow, we got a new gutter covering company.
Is it for you? Well, that's if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Make your move. You can
Who?
Yeah, it's called a K-Guard.
in as little as 4 months from the comfort of your own home, even if you have
It looks like a pretty cool product, actually.
I'm gonna look it up. What's it called?
now. Go to mycomputercareer.edu.
K-Guard.
K-Guard.
K-Guard Rocky Mountain.
How's it any different?
Free gutters.
Twice a week. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Go with Assure Controls. ExcelRootCall.com.
You know how the calls go.
Weekdays 2 to 4. The Situation with Michael Brown. All right, 10 seconds, gentlemen. Have a great show. Here we go.
State trooper refuses to kneel at a protest, telling the protesters, quote, I only kneel for God.
Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. We are here to help you solve problems, to answer questions, to take complaints, and to make your life a little easier. Let me see. My mic is way over modulating right now, probably. I had to turn it way up. How is that, Shannon? Am I all right now? Okay.
Yeah, you were a little loud at first. You're fine.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, let's talk. What's on your mind? Give us a call if you need help, information, referrals. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. This is the place to be if you need consumer help, information, and referrals. And if you want to call us at any time, you can call 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466, or 303-713-TALK when you hear us. And it doesn't matter, but that 303-MARTINO will route you wherever you need to be to find us, and then we'll call you back if we're not here. And I want to mention that realcbdthatworks.com. It's Tom in the promo code, or Martino, either one, will get you 25% off wonderful CBD products from Panacea Life Sciences. So I noticed the media now is doing a lot. They're doing articles on disbanding police, and they cited, CNN cited cities that have already disbanded police years ago for various reasons, smaller cities. And now you're going to see this media bandwagon, I call it, where they are going to be reporting on how successful it's been. And it's been very successful, they say, that wherever they disbanded police, crime has dropped. And they make the conclusion that the presence of police actually increases crime. And that you should drop police. They have community policing in one city, Camden. They talked about Camden, New Jersey. They dropped the police department, have more of a community policing now.
It was the cocaine capital of the world for a very long time.
Now they say it's doing wonderfully because they disbanded the police department. And however, that's really, I don't know, that's kind of phony because they didn't. They have police now, but they're new police. And they do cookouts and community outreach and all that stuff, and people don't fear them, and crime's down. Then they mentioned another city that did the same thing, and crime dropped. So CNN is making this analysis that crime drops when you get rid of police. This is going to be, this election year is going to be such, God, I mean, it's going to be so divided when it comes. You're going to have those in favor of getting rid of police and those in favor of keeping police, right? Law and order or no law and order, just community policing or whatever you call it. I just don't know quite what they're trying to accomplish by getting rid of all police. That to me would be dangerous. But listen, I would love your thoughts on it. We were doing it yesterday. I also would like to hear from police officers, but more than ever, let's go to consumers. Joanne, for example, she says her bank card was charged, and I don't understand why. She said for something she had canceled. Let's talk about it. Maybe it was a trial period or something. These trial periods suck, if that's what it is, where you have to put your credit card information in and you can cancel anytime. Joanne, what's going on?
My boyfriend let me use his bank card to order. It was a sample of CBD oil and CBD cream.
Now I'm hoping you didn't go to Real CBD That Works or Panacea Life Sciences, right? Because they're a sponsor. I want to make sure, because if it was, we can get this taken care of. Where did you go where your bank card was charged? What is the name of the site?
There was two of them. It was called Slim Care and Help a Body Change.
Oh, okay. Okay, I don't know them. So anyway, what happened?
Well, they took $10 from his bank card and sent me the two little samples.
Oh, okay, $10 for samples. I got it.
Yeah, each one was $5 a piece.
Okay.
They sent that. And then that following month, they took $91.95.
Yep, I know exactly what happened.
Card twice.
I know exactly what happened. These people, you subscribed without knowing it. When you paid for the samples, somewhere there was small wording that said that you agreed that if you don't cancel, you're going to be auto-shipped. I know that's what, and by the way, it's going to keep happening, Joanne, if you don't cancel this. It's going to keep happening. This sucks. I hate when websites do this. By the way, CBD, real CBD, thatworks.com. Panacea Life Sciences does not trick you like that. They don't do that. So, Joanne, did you call them and say, look, I bought the samples, but I don't want this auto shipping? Did you tell them that?
No.
Okay.
I can't reach them.
Why?
I've been calling and they're not answering the phone. They tell you to push 3 and they'll give you a call back, but they don't.
You can block those charges from the card. Who's the card? What kind of bank card? Is it a Visa, MasterCard, and who issues it?
Security.
What is it?
It's direct deposit from Social Security.
Oh, it's a debit card.
Yes.
Oh, damn. You used your boyfriend's debit card?
I changed his card and got him a new card. And
Good.
they still found his number.
Well, here, okay, and there's another dirty little secret people don't know. If you cancel a card and you think you're safe, you're not.
Right.
Because if you cancel the card, anyone who had the auto payments before can get them again. They simply call the bank. They simply call the bank and say, by the way, we have auto payments on this card. And they ask, they give you the old number, and you know what the bank does? They give them your new number. So that's not,
evidently, yes.
Yeah, here's what you have to do. You're not even going to want to hear this. But Joanne, the only way to stop this, and I have said this before, and I hope people listen, you not only have to close the account. What am I going to say next, Mark? She has to go to a new bank. A new bank. Why?
She said it was a Social Security card, though. Is it just Social Security that goes into a normal checking account?
Yeah, it goes into a debit account, right.
It's not like some weird, like this.
But still, Mark, here's what will happen. If she closes that account, not just get a new card, even if she closes the account and opens up another account with the same bank, they will go into that account. Why?
You need to dispute it like you never did it. You need to say, I don't know anything about it. I don't know what it is, who it is. Just give me my money back.
Joanne, you really have to do that. But here's what I want to tell you. Don't just close the account. It won't work. Because under what's called a cross collateralization agreement, if you change the card, that didn't work. So now if you think closing the account will work and opening up a new account with that bank, that won't work either. What's the name of the bank?
It's not a bank. It's just direct deposit.
No, but they hold it. They're holding it at a bank. Where are they holding it?
Let me see.
It's a bank.
America. I think that's what it says.
Bank of America? No. Here's what I want to tell you. What you need to do is establish a new account in a new institution, and here's why. Cross-collateralization agreements say if you have a hassle with any account with us, and that account is overdrawn, we can go to any other account you have with us, and we can draw from it.
That's what I was trying to ask, though. Do you guys actually have the bank account, or does this come from Uncle Sam's bank account?
Well, I'm looking at my card. He's got the same card.
Mark, I don't know how they work. I thought they deposited into an account, and then you have a debit
I don't know how they work either, but I know like the stimulus money that comes right on like a prepaid debit card. If that's what they're dealing with, holy smokes, I don't even know what to do.
It's a prepaid debit card.
Oh my God!
Crap. See, they have no control over it.
Ah, man, these people will keep tapping that card forever. Joanne,
you got to do what I said and just say you know nothing about it.
We got to call them and cancel this. What's the name of this dang place?
It's Slim Care.
Slim Care. But didn't you say there were two different ones, or was Slim Care the one for both products?
It's Slim Care and Help a Body Change.
Okay.
I don't know if it's the same company or what.
Were they two separate purchases on two separate websites, or did you make both sample? Okay, good. So what was the website you went to?
I don't remember. It was back in March.
Oh, this sucks. Oh, man, hold on.
I have a phone number.
Good.
But like I said,
give Daphne the information. We're going to have Deputy Doc try to get a hold of him. Because this is wrong. Joanne, you got caught. And I want to warn everyone, this is something you need to keep in mind. Anytime they have free samples or anytime they have samples that are low cost, what will ultimately happen is that they will tie you in to an auto ship agreement, and you don't even know you're signing it, but it says something like, if you don't cancel within so many days, we will auto ship you this every month, and then you agreed to it. Here's the problem. You can't even close the account and open a new one with the same bank because they'll go after it. You can't change cards. In fact, people, I want to tell you something. When you have a credit card, and you lose it, or no, better yet, if you have a credit card and you have a dispute with someone, like a gym, a health club, or someone taking money from your card, you think you can stop them by getting a new card. You can't. If they call the bank will give them a new card. You don't understand. People think getting a new card protects them. It does not. The only thing it protects you from is if you lost a card and somebody finds it and makes a charge, those errant charges will not be honored. But any regular payment schedule or auto pays will always be honored. Deputy Doc, you got something quick? We got to get a break.
Send a letter, registered mail, return receipt requested. If they won't answer the phone, I think it's on.
It's on.
Just send it. It's a pain.
No, his mic's not on.
His mic's, well, I put it on. Okay, so we got to figure that out. All right. Listen, I know you got to write to him, but you want to know the truth, Doc, it's not going to work. Okay, you can write all you want. These people will ignore her. I mean, I'd like to say writing to them is going to work, but it's not. I mean, here's what we need to do. We need to contact them, so give us the information as soon as possible. I'm Tom Martino. More coming up. 303-713-TALK.
Clear. You have your Mile High Estate and Simply Floors coming up here in about 25 seconds.
What's going on? I put the mic on. Your own home. I got the mic on. Award-winning team works with you online and over the phone, so you don't have to leave the comfort of your home to put your tax problems to rest.
I don't know.
Plus rated with the Better Business Bureau and standing by, ready to help you today. Call now.
Because if it ever goes through a court, they have to prove she gave them notification on a certain date.
MileHighEstatePlanning.com for your estate planning issues, all of them. That's Blake Harris's website. Blake is the attorney at law we use. And he can do trusts, he can do wills, simple wills, he can do payable on death certificates for anything you want, like a bank account. He can do beneficiaries deeds for your home. In fact, you should go through him to do any kinds of transfers. Don't just take it upon yourself. Too many people make mistakes, and they start transferring things now thinking, oh, we'll beat the system. We'll do a quick claim deed, or we'll do something else to get around the system. And they end up screwing themselves. They ruin all the tax benefits for their estate. Estates are not taxed most of the time. You don't even have to worry about taxes. You need to find someone like Blake Harris. In fact, Blake Harris will do a private appointment with you. He can do it by FaceTime or Zoom or face-to-face in a safe way. Whatever it is, call him. 720-924-6171. MileHighEstatePlanning.com.
Simply Floors?
Simply Floors, Inc. That's where you get floors at, not quite wholesale, but you get up to 40% off retail. That's right, because Buddy and Karen Mitchell have decided to make the savings the consumer's benefit and also hire the best installers. Here's what they do. They're part of a buying group of independent stores all over, and then they pass the savings on. They make a profit, yes, but they've decided to make less. Plus, they have less overhead. Most appointments are done in your home, or you can stop by 52nd and Ward, the southwest corner. SimplyFloorsInc.com.
Rates are like a roller coaster. About the future and how to protect your home? Do you want to become mortgage safe?
I gotta figure out why the mic's not working. Can I disconnect for a minute? I'll be right back. Bye.
Now may be the best time to be.
Okay, I got it on. So I have no idea why it's not working.
The economy changed.
His mic was not on. I don't understand it. I have it on.
How to access your equity in these uncertain times to give you peace of mind and allow you to.
Is one of these buttons down here wrong?
Nope. They're all in. This game might have to be put up. I don't know.
You thought we got. That's about what it was yesterday.
We are locally owned and operated since 2001. Our reputation of putting you first with straight answers and listening are unmatched in Colorado. Let us help you protect your home. Take AIM 720-895-0500, where it's all about you.
United we stand. That's never been more important than it is today. Now you can show your commitment to our president and the nation with the limited edition Trump 2020 American Eagle Silver Dollars. Show your support with the limited edition American Silver Eagles, specially priced from government.com. Just call 1-800-888-7618. Hold the weight of democracy in your hand with new, perfect, uncirculated condition Silver Eagle coins. These historic coins, signed into law by Reagan, have been America's money since 1986. To secure your new limited edition Trump 2020 American Eagle Silver Dollar coins, call 1-800-888-7618. Call now and we'll give you a free Trump 2020 Patriots Pack, including a Declaration of Independence commemorative and 5 Lincoln cents when you order. Call now to secure your silver dollar coins, plus get your free Trump 2020 Patriots Pack, valued at over $10, free with every order. 1-800-888-7618. That's 1-800-888-7618.
Plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, and I trust Fix It 24/7.
We dropped out. We're dropping out.
Leave your care and let them
unless he pressed a button, we were dropping out.
No.
720-527.
That's a
Did
problem.
you hear that, Mark?
Or fix my home.
Mark.
No, what?
We were dropping out.
We were dropping out, so be ready to take over in case something happens.
Go to KurtCambier.com.
Oh, that's weird. Okay.
Portfolio analysis. That's Kurt with a K. Cambier.com. Securities offered through Cambridge Investment Research Inc. A broker dealer member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisor representative. Cambridge Investment Research Advisors Inc. A registered investment advisor. Cambridge and Centennial Capital Partners are not affiliated.
NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt for in-depth coverage of the stories affecting us all in communities across the country. Turn to the most trusted TV news anchor in America. I'm Lester.
30 seconds, gentlemen.
30 seconds. I'm putting you on
This
mute.
report is sponsored by DuckDuckGo Privacy. A wet morning commute, rain finally ending by 9 a.m. with snow above 7,000 feet, accumulating above 10,000 feet. The sun comes out, we'll pinpoint a high of 68. I'm Fox 2 1 pinpoint weather meteorologist Brooks Garner. Fed up with companies selling your data? DuckDuckGo, 10 seconds, gentlemen, we are back. Like you, take back the privacy online. With one download, you can search and browse privately, avoiding trackers. All for free. DuckDuckGo, privacy simplified.
TotalExteriors.com. Mark Szymanski and his team you can trust for home improvements. Of course, the name says exteriors, siding, windows, gutters, fencing, decks, and more. And then, of course, inside as well, with kitchens, baths, and basement remodels and basement finishing. That's GenesisTotalExteriors.com, 303-679-8509. We have a dilemma. I want to reemphasize this in a little while and give you the reasons, but in essence, auto pays that are originated on the merchant's site are virtually unstoppable. That's just the way it is. Virtually unstoppable unless the merchant agrees to stop it or you take certain precautions. Now, I'm telling you, you think so, but they can't be stopped. If you have
Tom, I have a question on that.
Now, I just want to say, though, if you institute the auto pay with your account, or with them on your login, like your bank's login, or if you have a login with Nordstrom or you have a login, you can stop it with your login. But if they institute it, it's unstoppable unless they want to stop it. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I bank with U.S. Bank, and I've had this happen where I sign up for a trial period or something, and then like a month later it charges me. And normally I call up to my bank and I ask, and like they'll tell me like the company, or I'll read off the charge and the number and everything. And normally they'll tell me that the company won't have any access to my card anymore, and they don't. Is that only specific banks that do that, or
yep, and also, but there's something else too. The reason they can do that in some cases, if you give the name of the vendor that you want to block from your card and the amount, the specific amount, they can block it. If the vendor changes the amount by a penny, the computer won't pick it up. Now, now there might be banks, since we've been bitching about this, that change the way they do it, but I'm telling you, most of the time, you are absolutely at the mercy of the vendor. And I'm going to go over the only way you can stop it. But do you know how many people get new cards thinking they're going to stop it, and they don't? And we had living proof here today. 303-713-TALK is our number, 713-8255 if you're hearing me. If you're listening to a tape-delayed program, call 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. You know, we like to... Yeah. Go ahead.
The other thing with that real quick is no matter what, when you are going to dispute a charge, don't get into the weeds. Just simply say, now this is unless you actually swiped your card. That's a different deal. But don't get into the weeds. Don't get into the contract, because most likely in that case, she did acknowledge and check boxes and do everything they needed to charge her every month. So don't get into the weeds. Simply say, I have no idea what it is. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it, and stick to the story.
That's right. And from her account, she didn't do it. She doesn't recall it. She doesn't recognize it. Now, if the merchant fights it and comes back and says, well, I have proof, you're going to have to take steps, and you're going to have to close your account with that institution. Not close your account with them and open another one with them. Like if you're at Chase, you don't close one account, open a new one. You don't even get a new card. It will not help you. I had Salesforce one time, and I don't like Salesforce. I think they're a bunch of crooks based on my experience with them. They were charging us after we canceled. Kept charging us. I got a new card. They kept charging us. I said to Capital One, how do you give them my new card? They said all they had to do was call. I said, wait, what do you mean? Well, if they call and say they have a recurring charge and they don't have your old card, we give them the new one. I said, do you ask for proof? And they say, not really. We leave it up to you to dispute it. And I said, well, if I dispute it, what are you going to do about it? They won't do anything about it because they'll say they had an auto pay. So I realized I had to get a brand new account. A brand new account. Now, when it's just a credit card account, I can get a brand new, I can drop the account and get a new one. But if it's a bank account, if it's associated with a bank account, you cannot just get a new bank account. You cannot do that, because the bank will go into your other account to reconcile whatever one was overdrawn. It's a cross-collateralization agreement. People, if you have LLCs and different businesses with the same bank, you could end up really in trouble if you have a partner who screws up and the LLC is overdrawn. They could go into your personal savings account and take it from there. You have to make the argument they're not the same, and it's just common ownership of one but not the other. And I'm telling you, it's a pain in the ass. But it's amazing what financial institutions do. And don't believe they don't do it. Just don't believe that. You know, Ants may have had a really nice bank who accommodated them one time, but I don't want to leave you with the false impression that this is that easy. It's not. Now, we check with businesses from time to time. As I said, we like to do that, take the pulse of the business community, especially with this COVID, the pandemic, the safer at home. So I want to talk to Howard Binder. He's the owner of the B Heat and AC. And their website is 24-hour HVACdenver.com. So, Howard, during the pandemic, the shut-in,
yes.
I want to know about let's go back. How was it when it was shut in? Were you hurting? Were people not calling? What was going on?
Yeah, I mean, things kind of changed. We were definitely more on a emergency basis, and so people were just calling us when their furnace or their AC was out in the beginning of the pandemic. But now we're kind of in full swing, and we've been there for consumers since the shutdown first happened. So.
Right, you've been open the whole time, but you've been open the whole time, but since it reopened, you've been very busy. Now, is it making up for the close time? Are you extra busy or just normally busy?
Honestly, it seems like there's been a lot of pent-up consumer spending, and so I would say we're busier maybe than normal. We're always busy this time of year, but it definitely felt like after a couple months, people, especially with the heat, it got warm this season early. So we definitely had a lot of people calling us, and it did seem a little bit busier than normal.
What is your service area, Howard?
So we cover Denver Metro. In the winter, we go up to Summit County for heating. But we cover within about a 30, 40-mile radius of downtown Denver, basically. And we cover into the Front Range. We go up to Boulder. So pretty decent coverage area. The southernmost city would probably be Castle Rock or somewhere in Roxborough
What are
Park.
the main calls you're getting now?
A lot of AC calls. So people either wanting to get an estimate on their system or a tune-up. Or just, a no cooling call where their AC's gone out and need someone to fix it.
Are you of the belief that when the AC goes out, you should change the furnace too, if they're matching?
It depends on the age of the furnace. I mean, if the furnace is about the same age as the AC and it's, 15 years or older, then yeah, we typically recommend replacement at the same time. That way you can get a paired system. And there's a lot of benefits to it. It saves you money in the long run, doing a package discount because you're not having to do the same labor twice. But yeah, it just depends. It's really case by case based on the age of the furnace.
How long have you been in business, Howard?
We've been in business about 6 years.
All right, Howard, thank you very much. He is with the B Heat. That's B-E-E like Bumblebee. The B Heat and AC 303-531-1582 on our referral list, referralist.com.
You know what they do that most companies don't anymore?
What?
Those swamp coolers, man. They work on them and they install them.
Well, that's really cool. That's really cool that they do swamp cooler service and repair because a lot of people don't work on them and don't touch them. We have more coming up.
Clear. You got your
This is Denver's talk station with Tom Martino now.
Is it possible to do retro phone first because we just did it? They are just so competing.
Yeah, I got you. I can do that.
Okay, good.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Napa Auto Parts.
Travel around Mile High.
And then Mark can do that, right?
All right, retro phone's going to be coming up in about 44 seconds.
Thank you.
I-25 and I-70, wide open through the heart of the city. No spills or accidents on the highway drive. Off highway, earlier crashes have all been cleared. No other delays to speak of at this time. Remember, you can renew your driver's license, ID card, vehicle.
Deputy Doc, I want to try out this mic again.
All right, I'm working on a couple of things, Tom.
Renew plates. And remember,
I got it on. I hope it works, man. I don't see why it wouldn't. It just doesn't make any sense.
A chance of showers, breezy with a high of 64. Right now, overcast and 44. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
With thousands of locally owned Napa stores across the nation. 10 seconds. Rocky Mountain Retro Phone. Here we go. They do too. So whether you stop by your local Napa Auto Parts store, a Napa Auto Care Center, or visit Napa online, you can count on Napa know-how.
There is something that is really a sure thing. If your home is better insulated, you will save money. Most homes built in the 60s, 70s, and 80s didn't have great insulation, even some in the 90s. That's why Rocky Mountain Retro Foam is an important call. They can insulate your home. They can do it from outside the home. And they can do it without disrupting your living space in about a day. They inject this foam into the wall cavities and fills every nook and cranny. It makes your home up to 50% more energy efficient. That means saving 50% on energy bills, up to 80% more quiet. It inhibits rodents and insects. It's even a fire retardant. I don't know why you wouldn't call them for a bid on this stuff. It's wonderful. Foamyourwalls.com. You start paying for itself right away. Now, this is the video, foamyourwalls.com. The phone number 720-676-6333, foamyourwalls.com.
Hey, it's Greg here. Do you love hyper-local food and beverage? If the answer is yes,
What is hyper-local? What is hyper-local?
Food and drink show Saturdays starting at 6 p.m. right here on King. Past shows can be heard on themodernator.com. All right, Master Rooter, these are the guys I talk about all the time. They are great plumbers with great pricing. And by the way, they are hiring right now. If you're looking to switch jobs, these guys have everything, by the way, man. They have plenty of trucks. They have everything. They have great health benefits. They have great pay. They've got great everything. Master Rooter, 720-434-3406, 720-434-3406.
Damn it. Okay.
Have you been lied to? Lied to by Washington politicians and the Wall Street propaganda machine? Hi, I'm Inc. Magazine best-selling author Brett Kitchen, and if you're over 55 with an IRA or 401k, I want to give you a free copy of my new book, Wealth Beyond Wall Street, because according to Time Magazine, Wall Street's 401ks have failed millions of Americans. After losing 35% in my IRA and the crash years ago, I said enough. And since then, I discovered a way to grow money potential double digits, reduce taxes dramatically, and also have my money protected when the next stock market crash hits. When the next market crash hits, you lose nothing. Call Wealth Beyond Wall Street now to get your free book and talk to a specialist to discover this little-known strategy to get potential double-digit growth during good years and never lose in the market crashes. Call 800-493-1717 to discover this asset that people like Walt Disney and JCPenney use to grow wealthy. Plus, when you call right now, you get free shipping and handling, no credit card required. And I'll send you a free copy
Trump's making a big mistake.
So you can listen in your car. Call 800-493-1717.
He thinks his face is
yeah. I mean, everybody says that. I don't think he thinks that.
If you've even contemplated replacing
You know, he has a strong base, but it's not. Nobody said that I've heard. You know, conservative show.
Think that
now is the best time to replace
he's got
your
enough,
old AC. Now through
No.
the end of the month, if you replace
I don't think so.
your AC, you will receive
I think he thinks people will
you
come around.
got to read this. You know, this country is changing right now, and there's a lot of anti-Trump sentiment because he hasn't done anything to be conciliatory. Nothing. He hasn't even tried.
Yeah, very little.
I know that sounds too good to be true, but it is.
Oh, the thing about it is, how you tell me how you fight the media like it is.
907-7775.
I've seen him give him a break when he's just a little normal. I mean, they say, well, maybe he's, you know.
When has CNN ever said anything positive?
Wow.
The fighter jet was going over.
Really?
No, it's not, man. And then I'm trying to talk to Dan. I'm not getting any answer there. So, all right, thanks.
Especially now with rates at or near the lowest.
Was he on with her?
What? I had you on mute there. What were you asking?
This is Ross Kaminsky for my friend.
Mark.
I couldn't fucking hear shit. I don't even know if my commercial went over.
Yeah.
I dropped like you wouldn't fucking believe.
No.
And then when you wouldn't answer, I figured the internet was out here.
No. Yeah, and then I got your portrait going too.
Jesus. Fucking crazy. It was really crazy, man.
And the most affordable payment.
No, the whole thing went through.
And your mortgage consultants will walk you through the process, helping you find the right solution for your needs. And you may be able to postpone one or even two mortgage payments. And there are no upfront fees to pay and no obligation of any kind. So get started now by calling 303-695-7000.
You know, that lady brings up a thing on the card. Anytime something out there is for free, there's a hook.
Oh, they're always
About 15 seconds, gentlemen.
15 seconds. We put you on mute.
Listen to our real estate shows Saturday mornings from 8 a.m. until 10.
Here we go, we're back.
6:30 KHOW.
ExcelRoofing.com, 303-761-6400.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere, 303-713-TALK. We have open lines. You get right through, 303-713-8255. I'd like to know what's on your mind and what is causing you concern. If you have a problem, a question, or complaint, if someone lied to you, cheated you, or ripped you off, we like talking about transactions. And again, I can't emphasize enough some of the things we've learned, and that is, when it comes to samples, you often get samples for free or a trial period or low-cost samples because they sign you up to an auto-ship agreement. That means that you get something free or you're on a trial, and it automatically reverts to an agreement, an auto-ship agreement. Those are very difficult to cancel because while it's easy to sign up, in order to cancel, they make you jump through hoops. You know, it used to be years ago with AOL, for example, to cancel, you had to go and call on the phone to cancel. You couldn't just cancel your account. The same is still true with Adobe, by the way. If you go on their subscription basis for their programs, because that's the only way you get their software now, is you do it on a monthly basis. To cancel is ridiculously difficult. You have to call, and then you're on hold. But to sign up, it's a click. So beware of those kinds of things that make it very difficult to get out. And as I said, you may think you're going to get out of it by simply changing your debit card or credit card, the one they're tapping. No way. All a vendor has to do is say, we have an auto pay agreement. They don't even have to show it. The issuing credit card bank will give them your new number. Mark, were you going to say something?
You know what's driving me nuts? This guy that got the free spare tire from Century RV. He's bugging Daphne saying,
what are we talking about? What are we talking
about? Well, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, this guy calls in and says, I bought a new RV from Century RV.
I remember that.
And it came with the spare tire, and I'm pissed. I mean, what the hell am I supposed to do? I said it to him. I said it to you.
No,
I am not calling up them and saying, you damn bastards, why did you give him a free spare tire? But it is not happening.
There was a little hook to it. What was it, Ed? That there was something about...
The hook was he didn't think it came with one, so he went and bought one, so now he's got two. What the hell am I supposed to do?
That's right. Here's what happened, though, Mark. He said when he went to buy the RV, the guy told him it doesn't come with a... He asked, does it come with a spare? And the guy said, no, it doesn't.
That's right. Okay, so now that it did come with one, what am I supposed to do?
No. So the salesperson made a mistake. So what happened was, before he got it, he went out and bought a spare and found out there was a spare with it when he got it.
That's right.
Now
and he can't return the spare that he bought.
But here's what I said. You bought... Now, this is the principle I see. You bought it and accepted. You accepted the fact that you were going to buy a spare. You accepted it. Now, it would be different if they lied to you the other way and said it came with a spare and it didn't. But here's what they said. They said it does not come with a spare. So, in essence, he, at the time of that agreement, was of the belief it did not have a spare. He bought it under those conditions. Therefore, he went out and bought a spare. Now
what would I possibly say when I called up there?
No, but
please,
now he's
help
pissed.
Me through this.
Now he's pissed that it did come with a spare because he would not have purchased it. But here's the point. They never promised him that. He bought it agreeing to no spare. So technically, they could say to him, bring the spare back. We told you it did not come with a spare, so bring it back. And then he would be in the exact position he believed to be in when he bought it. But instead, he chose to be upset that they threw in a spare, even though they said...
I bought my RV there, as you know. I did not know we had a big TV outside under this panel. So what I should do is, while I'm bitching about the free spare he got, I should tell them to take this damn TV back as well.
No, and you know, Mark, it would be different had they said to him, it comes with a spare, and it didn't come.
I don't know what he thinks they owe him, Tom. That's what's driving me insane.
Well, he told us. He said because they gave him wrong information, he went out and bought a spare tire.
But as you just said so clearly to him and to me, and it's common sense to anybody listening, my God, he got a free spare.
Right.
No matter how he looks at it.
He agreed with the conditions. You know, that's the whole point. He agreed to do it. So had he never discovered the spare, he would be exactly in the position he was when he bought it. If they take it back, he'll be in the exact same position. You were going to say that, right, Dan? So he should give the spare back because he bought it under the agreement. He admits there was a verbal agreement that he doesn't get a spare. He admits that. So all they have to do is take it back, and he doesn't have to bitch anymore about having an extra spare. Now,
Daphne, what is he saying to you when he's calling now? I'd love to know.
No, he called, and the way it was left was someone will be in touch with him, and nobody called him.
No, it wasn't. It was left with me saying exactly to him and Tom. I said, I'm not calling these people and complaining he got something for free. What the hell am I going to tell him?
Tom said something different.
No, I don't know. Did I say
someone,
something? What did I say?
I do. I have the notes that somebody was going to call him. I didn't take exact notes.
Well, here's the thing. The reason I wanted to call is to tell him to bring the spare back.
Okay, someone needs to call him because he may not be listening. So
call him right now. No. Call him on the air.
Call him on the air and say, I'd like to know what people think. By the way, people trying to call right now, I got to make a note here. We're rebooting our system, and not us on the road here, Mark and I, but back at the station, they're rebooting, so they're not able to take calls just yet. When the phones are back up, let us know. They're rebooting.
I'd like to know what people think, too. Am I crazy going, I understand where he's coming from, but there is zero damage here. If anything, he's got an extra free spare for his RV.
I'll get him back up right when the phones are up.
Because he believed he was not getting a spare, and this is the important part. He agreed to those conditions.
Are they not taking the spare back?
Now, can you, by the way, Ants, can you hear Deputy Doc on that mic?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So are they not taking the spare back? Is that the issue?
Well, no, it's that he's pissed.
He doesn't. I'm sure he doesn't.
Has he even tried to bring the spare back?
But what do you mean bring the spare back? Why would that please him? He thinks they should pay him for the spare he bought.
That's crazy.
Exactly. I'd like to know what people think. Listen, we got to take a break and get your calls in. Is it rebooted yet, Ann?
Looks like we're getting a test call in now, so it should be after this break.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
It took me less than 2 minutes to get a customer service rep. So I called Joanne.
Okay, I'm going to talk.
No, well, she's going to call me back after she speaks to them. But she said they never answered the phone.
But I want you to say that to be fair.
Okay, I'll be happy to do that.
Because you're fair.
I am always fair.
Yeah, we said they don't answer.
And I'm meeting with.
You're unreasonable. What do you say?
No, it was said that you were going to give him a call. Well, that's how I remember it.
No, you did.
Yeah, I said it.
I remember saying on the air, what am I going to do? Complain about the free TV?
No, you're going to call him, and all you got to do is say that. Hey, you got a free spare. If you don't want it, bring it back.
I'll bet you anything. I said I'm not going to call that fucking people. I guarantee it. Maybe Tom said, hey, Mark, give him a call. And I came back and said, no fucking way am I calling them.
You know, I kind of remember that. I did say, Mark, why don't we give him a call? And he said, what am I going to call him about?
Yeah.
I'm not going to harass somebody over. I mean, I wouldn't even know how to start that conversation. Hey, you pricks.
Let's talk about buy and build, because you can save tons of money at Buy and Build. All you have to do is go there at 560 South LePan, or you can order online. buyandbuild.net. Buy and Build Kitchen and Bath at 560 South LaPan sells everything bathroom and kitchen, cabinets, vanities, countertops, sinks, faucets, bath accessories, and it's there below wholesale. Buyandbuild.net. Another thing, you can get installation from Buy and Build as well. They can do the whole thing, or you can send your contractor or go yourself. 560 South LaPan, 303-295-6022. And when we're speaking about saving money, let's talk about the Art of Granite. They do countertops at the Art of Granite, and you can get them in just 2 weeks after you choose material. Now, Mitch Floria, what he does is he will get you wholesale prices on all materials. The tear out and hallway's free, the bathroom's free when you have the kitchen done. It's that simple. You can call for a price on the phone. He's the direct stone importer, theartofgranite.com here. Call this number for a price. 303-386-5919, 386-5919.
Mark, just tell him you don't have a square to spare.
Constantly changing situation. So if you're looking for one trusted source that will keep you informed daily, visit the iHeartRadio Small Business.
You know, I'm having trouble following Fauda because it's some subtitles, sometimes not, on and off.
What's that?
Fauda.
Oh.
So right now,
Oh,
they're going
after
after...
all the time, Tom.
Hold on. They're going after the Panther. And the one guy had his kidney taken, remember?
But it wasn't.
What?
It wasn't taken.
Why'd they cut him off? Oh, they put a bomb in him.
You know what these guys have here?
What's that?
They got a dishwasher and a hot water heater outside too for the sink.
Holy shit.
Fucking crazy.
It's
I
like,
didn't know it was there. I just saw it.
it's like a hotel room.
Yeah, outdoors.
If you leave it on subtitle, on closed caption all the time, makes it 1,000 times easier.
No, I know, I do that.
That's what I do.
I do that.
But the caption is when they start talking their gibberish.
And then, hold on.
Arabic.
And then, so he has a bomb implanted in him, and then that one doctor, that woman, is she helping the Panther or not? I can't.
They made her put it in.
The bomb in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't know it was a bomb though. She just knew it was a device. But here's the
So
thing.
did they get Boaz back with the bomb? They got him back, right? But they didn't explode it yet.
Oh no! You got to keep watching here, buddy. Don't be trying to be jumping ahead.
I'm just like almost, I just lose track.
Did you watch Sleeper Cell yet?
No.
That's
It's crazy like that.
Hey, Mark.
That's one I've been telling you. So much better than.
How is Camden, New Jersey now? You said it used to be the coke capital.
No, it's a paradise now. No police.
The cocaine capital of the U.S. More coke went through there than anywhere. We would go down, when we were like 15, 14, we would go down and buy dime bags of marijuana. It's like maybe 2 or 3 joints. You would drive down, you would give them the money. You would never get out of your car. You'd give them the money at one side, and then you would pick up your dime bag at the end of the block. It was fucking crazy.
You should call back and just see how it is now.
There's no way. We didn't live near there. We drove my friends and stuff. They live in South Jersey, man. Nice Jersey, not Camden.
Okay.
We would drive an hour and a half to get some joints, man.
Just ask them how Camden is now. It's getting a lot of press. If you look up Camden, New Jersey, the first 20 articles are within.
All they did is they disbanded the Camden police and they brought in the state police. The state police ran it and got it back to normal, but my understanding was it was more of law and order. It was so the police were corrupt, but the people were just as corrupt.
Okay, so that's what it was. Is kind of like Chicago was. Every cop was on the tape.
Yeah, the whole place was just fucking crazy. So I know for a fact the state police came in, they got rid of the regular police, they got everything back in order, and I have no idea if the state police still run it now or what.
Yeah, you can't tell from the articles because it looks like you say, like Eden. So it's the Garden of Eden of New Jersey now.
I hate feeling like my personal information is being bought and sold. I got DuckDuckGo and saw a difference right away.
So you're going to call that guy then?
You can search and search avoiding trackers.
Tell him you don't have a square to spare.
It's that simple. Take back your privacy.
I'm meeting with that Hackworth guy at 3 o'clock on Thursday.
Hackworth? Which guy is
He's
that?
the guy, remember we had someone call up he had a bunch of properties that this guy...
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Sean, your turn. What's going on, Sean? How can we help you?
Hey, so I rented a storage unit about, it's been over a year now. It's almost 2 years, I think. And when I rented the storage unit, I got a large one so I could fit my car trailer and my son's car that was on top of the trailer inside the storage unit.
Okay.
However, when I got there, it did not fit. I was in Washington State when I rented it over the phone, you know, and when I got down here to Colorado Springs, it did not fit.
Okay.
So the lady told me if I wanted, because I had a whole bunch of other items and things as well that were going to go in the storage unit, she said she assigned me a parking space, a stall, to put my car trailer and my son's trailer there. And they agreed that they weren't going to charge me any more money for anything, you know, for the trailer being parked there. Well, everything was fine. You know, I'd rented it for probably a year or so, maybe longer. Well, anyway, long story short, I went there about a month ago, and come to find out the car trailer and my son's car on top of the trailer were gone.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Were you ever notified?
No.
So they must have sent out a bailment or something saying that you're overdue, because they did. Man, this is complicated.
Or they were stolen.
I recovered them.
Okay, where did you recover? Sean, where did you recover them?
They were impounded. The storage unit had them impounded because they said they did not know whose it was.
Okay.
And I've never been late on a payment or anything like that.
For the storage unit. What was in the storage unit?
Just a bunch of, I have a bunch of shop equipment.
All right. Do you have a written agreement allowing you to use that parking slot?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so it's in writing saying that you are leasing that free of charge.
Yep.
All right, hold on. Then I don't know how the hell they can. I mean, we got to see that agreement. We'll fight for you, man.
What do they say? I mean, that's crazy.
We're out of time right now, but hang on, Sean. Marie, hang on. Marilyn and Dean, we'll get to all of you, I promise.
Tom?
Yeah.
Thought you went down.
No, we're here. We got it. Sorry.
You're clear. I thought your mic went out there for a minute.
No, I'm sorry. I did end abruptly.
Mark.
It's a payment every month so that you're comfortable and it's something that works well for your situation.
Okay, let's put a bet on how much he was going to be charged for the impound. Right?
He didn't say how many days.
It's been a year.
He said he recovered it.
Right, he recovered it. It was in the impound lot.
He says he has a written agreement.
Right.
I can't believe.
I'll bet you it's at least $1,000.
If he has a written agreement, I want to see it.
Yeah.
You think he's got a written agreement?
From the storage place.
That's more of a bet.
What's that? I don't believe he has written agreement.
Maybe he has an email.
Is that what he said?
I don't know. That's what he's probably saying.
If he really does have a written agreement, why should he even call it?
I know. Well, he wants to go to small claims court.
See
my amplifier, guys?
I did.
This is my extender.
That's a huge amp.
It's really considered small in today's industry.
Really?
It's just.
Oh, I see. That's what.
What?
That's the whole issue. He didn't get it. He wants to take a small claims. Okay.
I'm going to take this downstairs.
Also taking place for social distancing measures due to the pandemic. This is Jim Ryan in Houston, where George Floyd will be eulogized and laid to rest. Evidence of the COVID.
Can you help carry that down, Tom? Do you need help carrying that down?
I don't know. I'm not sure yet.
His funeral to maintain social distancing.
This person called in and said live leak. Have you ever heard of that? Liveleak.com?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a weird one.
They have something as far as on cops and everything too, as far as that.
Hey Tom, did you watch
everybody.
Live PD?
No, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I know you got lots of stuff to do.
But this looks like anybody just kind of like TikTok, only this isn't stuff that they're doing. It's just stuff that they recorded.
Apparently, police calls crime.
What's this site called?
Well, of course, police call. I mean, look at Chicago back in the day.
So Tom, I'm meeting with that roofing contractor Thursday at 3 o'clock. That Hackworth guy. Well, remember we got a call from this Landenberg. He had a bunch of properties, and he was really pissed off, and he said
They
this guy
didn't do
did
everything.
all sorts of bad stuff. Well, they want to meet with me on Thursday to go over it. So I told them that I was a volunteer.
The roofer will.
Yeah, and that, you know, I have no official capacity, but I was just gathering information. And they said, fine, come on down and we'll show you what we got.
Where are they at?
So they claim they did the work.
They didn't. They said we'll show you what we have.
But they don't want to come on the show.
Well, I think it's too long.
Okay.
They are at.
How much money would you like to save just by doing something?
Now that's a good one.
How about 40%? With Allstate, safe drivers can save.
They're at Tennyson Street.
Doing something.
And the guy had rental properties, right?
Yeah, he had three different rental properties.
And what was confusing about it? He said.
Well, he said that the guy did some work that he didn't do, and that he billed the insurance company, and that there was something about the jack pipes and the solar panels that were in dispute.
That's right. He said something about, I remember, about the solar.
That they charged him for redoing solar panels and they never moved them. And then
No, he said the solar company did it or something.
Right. Well, I'll find out exactly what.
You might get high. That's what I was trying to say. I think it's fine. I think what I'm going to do is either put a bowl of water out to 5 degree or just do 2 laps of it. He literally couldn't stand to drink his ice water when he got back. Well, he always does that. You know what I mean? Though. He was like, you know? Wasn't there a Walmart right a Walmart somewhere? Why, what do you need? Some batteries. I'm making a list, so let me know. C batteries for those cameras.
Don't forget the ones for our vibrator.
Remember? What? I forget what the camera you're talking about.
Okay.
You've never seen them. They're outside. I'm going to put them over the motorcycle. They're motion activated. I don't worry about here at all, but in Moab.
Travel around the metro area freeway system for the most part in fairly decent shape. Just a little bit of delay on the Commerce City Drive, westbound I-270 stop.
One more workout.
Between York and Vasquez. Nothing out of the ordinary there. Just take I-70 and I-25 to the route. Otherwise, the freeway system wide open across town. Remember, COVID-19 testing is available 7 days a week at the Pepsi Center. And if you have any questions about COVID-19,
I can't believe Stephanie's swimming today.
Swimming
Yeah.
outside?
Yeah.
It's probably warm.
She does every Tuesday, even in the winter.
Hey, you know what I don't like about that little KLX motorcycle?
What's that?
What?
What's that?
It does not. I wish the gas tank was bigger, man.
Well, why? Doesn't it get like 50 miles of the gallon?
Oh, yeah. Hold on, Julianne.
It gets about 120 to a tank.
And you can't. That's prohibitive. That's limited to you.
I'm sure he's saying carrying. You don't want to carry gas on an RV, right? So he's got to stop at a gas station. Right?
Yeah, but so what? I mean,
yeah, it's you don't carry gas on the RV, right?
I could put a gas can underneath. I don't care about that. It's just, fuck, man, 118 miles. That's not that fucking far.
but really, do you want to drive that far without stopping?
It's not that far.
You can get modified. You can buy modified tanks.
Yeah, but Mark, I would never buy the bike put a gas can underneath.
It might not even get that much. I might have actually filled up a 3/4 tank. It doesn't tell you until you're low. It doesn't say like you're full.
Did you look at
when you're low.
Did you look at the strip? Vegas Strip?
Are you having a hard time hearing us?
I think he does.
Yeah, it's because my air conditioning unit.
Okay, turn it off.
It's fucking loud as hell, man.
Okay,
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
Taking complaints live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on the iHeartRadio app, and our flagship station, 630 KHOW in Denver. Welcome, and of course, KRDO in Colorado Springs and other podcasts. If you hear us and wonder where to call, 303-MARTINO will work all the time. And today, right now, you can call 303-713-TALK. So Sean has an interesting problem. He said that he had a storage unit that he rented, and it couldn't fit everything he wanted to fit. So he had to use a parking space for a trailer and a garage. And he says he had a trailer with a car on top of it, for a trailer and a car, I meant. So he had the trailer in the parking space with a car on top of it. He went back after a year or more, and it had been impounded. Now, he since got it back, but he's saying it should have never been impounded. He said he was allowed to use that parking space free of charge because he was renting a storage unit. And he says he has that in writing. Sean, I guess you want to take him to small claims court with your agreement. What does the written agreement say? It says, along with your storage unit, you get use of a free parking spot, right?
Yes, it does. I'm looking at it right now.
And does it say it's a parking spot for when you visit, or is a parking spot you can keep things?
It says. Okay, so who wrote this is the assistant manager at the time.
Yes.
Okay. I'll read it to you from. It's like a note system that they have in their computer, and they update it.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, but it says Sean's trailer would not fit in the doorway of the 10 by 30 storage space, so we are working up some outdoor parking spaces. So I am giving him first priority on one of those, and for now, I will allow him to park at the back of the property. So then, and that was April 13th of 2018. Then it says...
okay, but wait a minute. So you left it there for 2 years.
I've been back and forth there a bunch of times, yeah, and it was always there, So it was just till recently. But anyway, so... in this note, on May 25th of 2018, it says that she left me a message for me to move my trailer to parking space P1. So I did that. I moved it to where they told me they were assigning me to move it to, and then it says, because I was talking to the assistant manager. She wasn't sure everything that was going on, but it says, Sean came in today saying that Caitlin, who happens to be the store manager at that location, it says Caitlin told him that his parking space would be included with his storage unit bill, attempting to get in touch with the district manager to confirm this, but district manager is currently not answering. Customer requested written confirmation that this is what we have decided to do. So later on the 28th, it says, contacted the district manager to confirm that Sean is permitted to leave his trailer in P1 without paying any additional costs outside of his bill for storage unit A002. District manager, and then it gives his name, informing that this is a special circumstance and that he is permitted to...
Man, I don't see how you lose this one, brother. I don't see how you lose. So listen, where is this storage unit?
It's in Manitou Springs.
You need to take him to small claims court in that county.
Well, and that's the problem.
But what are they saying? What are they saying when you actually say something?
Okay, so I talked to the new district manager because the other one isn't there anymore. Their whole staff has been replaced.
And what do they say?
And they said that was like some kind of a side deal that I worked out.
Well, it doesn't matter. The guy had apparent authority to do it. It doesn't matter if it was a side deal. They can't go ahead and impound you.
Yeah, well, it cost me $2,600.
Oh, man, no, you go after them. Listen.
Let's call them, too.
Even if it was a side deal, Sean, you made it with someone who had apparent authority. It was a freaking district manager. Come on, man. They can't. They did wrong here, man. They did wrong. You got everything down in writing. You asked for confirmation. I'm telling you that, we will call them. But hold on and get that information, okay? Daphne from him. Marie, go ahead. What's going on, Marie? What's happening?
Well, I bought 6 tickets through ticket-centers.com for The Lion King. It originally was for June of this year, and of course it got postponed.
Right.
And then it did get rescheduled, and so I hadn't heard from the ticketcenters.com about when my tickets would be good for on which of the rescheduled days. So I called, and they told me that the event had been canceled, and I said, no, it hasn't. And so then I got into it with them about then refund my money, and they had said, well, we changed our policy, and we'll give you a credit of 110%, and you could use it for future events in 18 months. And I said, no.
Look, here's the bottom line, all right? Here's the bottom line. They can't come through with the show. They can't just make their policy anything they want to fit them. How did you pay for these tickets?
I paid for them on 2 credit cards.
Then all you have to do is contest it on the credit card. Say they canceled and you want your money back.
Okay. All right. That's one thing I hadn't done. Let's go back to the credit
Who is the credit card issuer?
That is Chase.
You're gonna have no problem with them. They're pretty good. But listen, make sure you say this. They have no right to simply reschedule, they have no right to tell me I must take a credit and go to another concert or another venue sometime later. They can't do that. That is my choice. And I wanted Lion King, and they did not fulfill.
They're doing it everywhere, man.
What's that?
They're doing it everywhere. It's remarkable.
Now,
Live Nation, all of them are doing it.
Yeah, but if they rescheduled Lion King and said, can you, we rescheduled it, that might be one thing. But they are saying take 110% and go to another kind of show. Well, no, you don't want to. Now, if the people want to, that's fine. But I don't think they can force you. Now, if you have a problem after you talk to your credit card company, let us know. But I don't think you will. To me, that's an open and shut case. Marilyn, what's going on with you? 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Go ahead, Marilyn. What's happening?
Okay. So legally, I would like to break a contract with a construction company who I want to know if I can do that legally or if I should stick it out and wait for him to install the windows.
I can tell you what I would do. For a legal opinion, we can get our attorney to look at it. But tell me the situation.
So back on March 9th, I had a contract made with a construction company to do some windows on my fourplex in Rocky Ford, Colorado. And on March 12th, he came and got the money to, and I signed the contract that day.
Did he get all the money or some of the money?
He got half the money.
Okay, then what?
Then on March 6th, I was told, no, I lied. on March 23rd.
Yeah.
April, sorry. On
Okay.
April 23rd,
Yeah.
I was told the windows have not come in, but he ordered them 3 weeks ago, and they still haven't come in, and he was going to call and check on them.
So then what happened?
Then on May 1st, all my tenants called me and told me that he knocked on their doors to remeasure their windows.
Okay.
And then on May 4th, I found out he ordered the windows.
Okay.
May 6th, I was told that the windows were in, but it would be 3 weeks before he could get to them.
So are you wanting to cancel because it's taking so long?
No, I want to cancel because he keeps lying to me and he's dragging his feet. And today is June 9th.
Does your contract have a start date?
No, unfortunately, no. I looked at that.
We do have to have someone look at it. But here's what I would do. I would get him to say in writing when he's going to start and finish. You went back to March. It's not terrible. March, April, May, June. No. It's not really that terrible considering COVID and all that. This guy's going to have every excuse in the book. So the thing is this. He doesn't sound like he's cheating. Why would he go back and remeasure and order? I think he lost the measurements. He had to go back and get them.
I agree with that. I think he did.
And I don't think he wanted to tell you, but then he could have just ignored you. But he went back and why don't you ask him if you can verify that the windows have been ordered? I
already did. I know they're ordered.
Well, then okay. If it was me, Marilyn, and he actually ordered the windows, it sounds like even though he delayed, I would probably go through with it because you're going to have a hell of a time getting money back after COVID, the pandemic, and he ordered the windows and they're custom measured. I would go along. Now, if he continues to delay, then what we have to do is take another look at it.
Been delaying for the last 3 weeks now, and the windows have been in for a week. And he's dragging his feet, and today he's telling me he's...
Okay, you want us to call? I can have Deputy Dan give him a call. So hold on, okay? Let's give him a call for you. 303-713-TALK. Dean has a comment. Dean, ask if he can hold for the break, because I want to take his comment on Century RV, and he has a comment on him, and I just would like to know what he thinks, if he's commenting on that situation or not. Anyway, we have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Clear. You have your floors in about 25 seconds.
Downs. Don't let
Fuller Law first, right?
derail your...
And when you give me two, does it matter? It does, doesn't it? Okay, I don't think so either. Okay, Fuller, got it.
Call today.
Here we go, 10 seconds.
A review of your portfolio. Call 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604. Or online, yourmoneyyourretirement.com.
The worst thing you can do is get the wrong advice after you've been injured. And then you sit on your rights, or you make the wrong moves, or you say the wrong things to the other insurance company, or you say the wrong things to the other party. John Fuller will give you free legal advice. If you've been injured in an accident after taking care of your injuries and stuff, call him for free legal advice. Really. Now, if after reviewing the case you decide the two of you are a match, you want to hire him, he will only collect from you after he collects for you, okay? So it doesn't cost you anything out of pocket. PersonalInjuryCO.com, 303-597-4500. All right, let's talk about getting floor coverings from SimplyFloorsInc.com. You've heard me talk about them before. Tremendous savings because they pass their savings on to you. That's Simply Floors Inc. You make your own appointment. They bring all the new floor coverings, carpeting, LVT, luxury vinyl tile, woods, engineered woods, laminates, SimplyFloorsInc.com.
Now's the perfect special offer. Get half off a Carrier AC with the purchase of a qualifying Carrier furnace. More than $2,000 in Carrier and utility company rebates. Plus a 10-year warranty on parts and labor. Only from Plumline Services with faith and character. I've trusted them in my home going on 20 years.
Was her name Dean? Wait.
What's the most important factor for determining a coin's value? Rarity. And now, the COVID-19 pandemic has resulted in the creation of a modern rarity. When the West Point Mint was shut down due to health concerns, 240,000...
Oh, listen to these coins. Come on.
Oh, you mean the coins on...
Oh, listen, so you got a number of updates. You got that one I really want to talk about that you got through right away.
Well, yeah, and she spoke to them, and she's a little confusing, so I want to ask her. She said they agreed that she stopped the payment on April 4th, but I want to know if they billed her for May and June, but she asked them why they billed her. So let me just finish so I have the complete story, okay? Rather than going off half-cocked.
Did she get money for the coins? That's that older lady with the coin.
I'm waiting for her to get back to me.
She, yeah, those are easy. They're all just investment coins.
Did you get a list of the coins?
She sent them, right?
I thought we were going to have one of our experts.
Okay, we can send that to them.
Give us an estimated value for the
But it's going to vary day by day.
Well, a ballpark figure.
Okay. Where did it come in at? I can't remember. It's
Instant cash offer. Go online, FastSaleGuaranteed.com. That's FastSaleGuaranteed.com or call 303-900-8570.
You still not refinance your mortgage? Well, soon you might be kicking yourself in the head. Rates are at historic lows, so take advantage of our new Fast Track loan with an unbelievable low rate of 3.125 rate and APR. With our no closing costs.
Oh, I remember that one.
That's right. No points.
We got that.
Do
you know who that was? What was her name?
Yeah, Nancy Huddleston.
All it takes a 5-minute phone call to find out how you can save up to thousands of dollars a year. This amazing 3.125 rate and APR won't last long, and our new Fast Track loan process can get it done in record time. So call today, 844-425-3669.
Not there.
That's 844-425-3669.
Not there.
It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. Call us at 844-425-3669. That's 844-425-3669.
Yeah, here it is. I can send it to, I'll call it Mark.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents.
Breathe out and repeat after me. Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. Your bird is eating my candles. Your bird is eating my candles. No, seriously, he's making a mess. No, seriously. Liberty. Get a customized quote at libertymutual.com.
Have you wanted to speak a new language, but thought it would be too difficult? Then try Babbel. Babbel starts by teaching you words and phrases that gradually get more complex. Soon, you're practicing short conversations.
Is that right? It says 1 kilogram of striped panda silver. Is that really? That's 2.2 pounds.
Yeah.
So that's what she had. Okay.
I don't know.
Try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com.
Or did she misprint that?
This report is sponsored by DuckDuckGo.
I bet it's a misprint.
A windy but much brighter afternoon. Gusts over 30 miles an hour. The high 68 degrees. Tonight down to 47. Tomorrow warmer with sunshine. The high 77. I'm Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather Meteorologist Brooks Garner. Coming up with companies sell 10 seconds. Here we go. We're back.
10 seconds. I'm gonna put you on mute.
People like you take back their privacy online. With one download, you can search and browse privately, avoiding trackers. All for free. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. RenewHomeInnovation.com for bathrooms, American Standard style. That's with composite stone, crushed resin, no maintenance whatsoever. And if you have the beautiful shower done, you have 5 years, same as cash. That is an incredible deal. That's free money, 5 years from RenewHomeInnovations.com, plus 20% off, plus special senior discounts, veterans, and active military. RenewHomeInnovations.com, 303-904-2000. Okay, let's go to the phones. Dean's got a comment on a Century RV or a complaint or something. We were talking about Century RV. They sold an RV to that one guy, and they said, hey, basically, it doesn't come with a spare. He went out and bought a spare. But so he basically agreed to it. He knew it before he bought it. He went out and bought a spare. Then he found out, oh, there is a spare. And now he's upset, and he wants them to pay for the spare. And we thought that's ridiculous because he agreed to the terms and conditions that it did not have a spare. And if anything, he has now betterment. Or they could demand they get the spare back since he bought it with the understanding that he didn't get one. So while we were talking about Century RV, Dean called. Dean, go ahead.
Yeah, Tom. First off, the prices of Century RV are excellent.
Yes.
But their service and customer service is lousy.
What do you mean?
I bought an RV from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
They just don't get back to you. You have to babysit them. Sales department, service department. I mean, and we ended up buying, we were coming back from Glenwood Springs, and we bought a Tom Martino $9.99 or $99.95. It was one of our small campers. We've got a big one, too.
Yeah, that's an excellent deal. Yeah.
It is, but to get service from them, they don't call you back. You've got to babysit them. You got to call them back, and same with the sales deal. And I was paying cash for it, trying to get it set up to pick it up and get it all taken care of. And this was about 1.5 years ago. And also on that one, I asked them, service department, if they could flip the springs, and they said they could. And then when it came to flip the springs, oh, we can't do that. So that was my main comment, that the price.
You know what? I'd like to look into that, Dean, if you say that, because they're good people. And if you say they don't have follow-up, I'd like to at least see when you called and who you tried to talk to and where you're having a log jam.
Well, it's been a while now. Like I said, about 1.5 years ago, and I've been RVing for about 20 years, so I've got other places that I take it to get it serviced and things taken care of. But we had to babysit. It was a guy that was the general manager up there at the Lakewood store, and they moved him up to the other store for motorhomes, is what we were told, and stuff like that. But they just, like I said, price is great. I can't argue about the price, but our experience and my son-in-law and daughter also bought a Cougar from them. It's the same way. They've got to babysit them, otherwise they don't get back to them. So maybe it's a problem with them, but it sounded like Mark and you were carrying the water. And the salesman, I think they should pay for that spare tire myself. Because
why? If you listen, Dean.
No. I want to hear why.
Hold on, Dean. If you agreed to buy it without a spare, why would they owe it to you?
Let me tell you why. Because when we went to go get delivery of that small camper, I had to take them, the gal that was doing the delivery, I had to take her through to find out what the delivery was about, because she didn't have a clue.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, the delivery of it is where you go through everything and show you everything.
Dean,
and they should know what's on the...
before he even bought it, he was buying it with the understanding it did not come with a spare tire. He agreed to that. So why then should he have them pay for his extra spare tire he bought?
He didn't need it. If they didn't know their product well enough, when they sold it to him,
I don't know how you
he could have decided not to buy it. He could have said, you know what? A spare is important to me. I'm not going to buy it. He agreed. They didn't make him buy it. They didn't hide it from him. They said, this does not come with a spare. Let me put it to you this way. And Dean, be honest about this. If you agreed to terms and conditions that you buy this for this price and no spare comes with it, then why wouldn't you give the spare back? You didn't buy it with a spare. Why wouldn't you give the spare back then? Give it back. Because listen, man, there are plenty of times dealers will take something that comes along with a vehicle, like a factory incentive, and they negotiate the deal without it. What I'm saying to you is the deal is the deal. If they agreed, we buy this with no spare, and they get a spare, then technically I could say that man took advantage of them and now should give that spare back.
You're saying that lack of knowledge on this product from the salesman
It's not what he said.
No, Dean, I didn't say that. Even if it was a lack of knowledge, it could have cost them the sale, but it didn't. Dean, if you agreed to buy from me a car and I told you the car does not have a spare, and then there was a spare in the trunk, I could say to you that spare was given to you in error. I want it back because your contract did not include the spare. It would be different if I lied to you about it, but I didn't. Like if I had said it comes with a spare and it didn't, if Central RV would have said, oh, our bad, we shouldn't have told you that, then they should buy him one if they promised him one. In this case, they did not promise him one.
He got a freebie, man.
Yeah, I don't even, Dean, I don't even know your reasoning. Yes, it is a lack of product knowledge. I'll agree on that, but with no loss. There was no loss because he had in his mind when he bought it that he was accepting that he was going to buy a spare. He accepted that. So now why is it wrong that he bought a spare? If anything, he has an extra spare.
I have never had a flat in 20 years of driving, pulling campers. He has a toy hauler that he bought, so he decided to be prepared when he went out for his first.
And that's fine, but he didn't have to do that. Also, he didn't have to buy it if he didn't want. If he thought a spare was a deal breaker, he didn't have to buy it. The point is, they didn't lie to him and tell him. They didn't tell him it had a spare and it didn't. They told him just the opposite. Listen, you know, there has to be a damage. What is the damage? I bought an RV. I knew it wasn't going to have a spare, and by God damn it, it has a spare. I'm suing you for it. Come on, Dean. Come on, man. Look at the deal itself. The deal I'm talking about. You know, people look around the deal. Well, it was a lack of knowledge. Sure it was, but it didn't hurt him because he accepted it. Had he not accepted it, that would have been different. He would have said, I'm not buying it. Okay, don't buy it. Then that lack of knowledge would have cost him a sale. You keep looking past the idea that in his mind he accepted it without a spare. If I sell you something and say to you it does not come with seat covers, and I see it has seat covers, I have a right to take those seat covers out. If you agree to buy it that way. You don't get it just because, you know, I'm the dealer. I get to do what I want. There are times that dealers have incentives that manufacturers give incentives and dealers don't pass them on. It's not automatic. Listen, I know what you're saying, but we forget that he agreed to it. He agreed to it. If anything, I don't even know why he can't bring his spare back. He didn't use it. Why couldn't he return it to the store he bought it?
Because once they mounted the new tire on that rim, most places aren't going to take it back, man.
Anyway,
that's pretty.
I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
I for the life of me, Tom, have no idea.
I do get the
argument. They literally want.
I do get the argument, Mark. Here's the argument I do.
What's the argument?
No, I get the argument.
I got a freebie?
didn't say, Mark, I didn't say I agree with the argument. I get the argument. The argument is...
What is it? Explain it to me.
Here it is. Your lack of product knowledge caused me to go out and buy something I really didn't need. But the point is, you agreed to those conditions before you bought it. That's what I keep going back to. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Clear. Master Rooter
first, and then you'll have your cell roofing shortly after.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Ross Kaminsky in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon, 6:30 KH.
So you gonna call that guy, Mark?
What?
Are you gonna call him?
This report is sponsored by DuckDuckGo Privacy.
Travel around the metro area freeway system is
I'll call him.
in shape right now, with the exception
Were you going to call the guy? Do you want me to?
Stop and go there between
I just don't. Okay, I'll call him.
Watch out, construction is the culprit.
Yeah, I can't wait. He's always going to do his bitch ass shit.
Well, I'm just going to say, hey, you know, I said you can either keep it for whatever.
Call right now. I want to hear how it goes.
Okay.
Chance of showers throughout the rest of the day.
You're the baby.
With a high of 64. Right now it's overcast and 44. With your impact traffic.
Maybe they think of it. Baby.
Tired of being tracked online? DuckDuckGo can help.
Let's
They
see.
have millions
Daft
of
sent
people
that. You
like
seen she sent the email on
personal
it. So.
information online. With one download, you can search and browse privately, avoiding trackers, all for free. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Master Rooter, these are the
Turn
guys
it down.
24/7 emergency service. They are the plumbers. Not just will they show up on time, but on top of that, they're going to give you the best price you're going to find anywhere. If you need any job done, a new faucet installed, maybe some small leak, maybe a big leak, maybe an entire sewer line replacement, they're going to do a great job, and they're going to charge you less than any of the competition. Free estimates and no trip charge in the Denver metro area. 720-434-3406. 720, write it down, 434-3406.
These days, being a small Excel roofing coming up in about 30 seconds.
Constantly changing situation. So if you're
I'm
looking
calling
for
him
one
now.
trusted source that will keep you informed daily, visit the iHeartRadio Small Business Crisis Resource. There you'll find small business resources to help you get through this, including the latest info on loans, grants, and other forms of relief. You'll also see stored
10 seconds, Excel roofing, here we go.
So let's get through this together. Visit iHeart.com/smallbusiness today. That's iHeart.com/smallbusiness.
Excel Roofing is a roofing company I've known for many, many years with 30,000 satisfied customers. We're getting into a season now where you may need a roof, you'll get hail damage, you may have existing damage. Call Excel for complete full estimates. They'll never leave you hanging, and they won't wait until they hear from your insurance company, and that's the Excel Roofing way. Another thing with Excel Roofing, you don't pay a dime, you don't pay a penny, you don't pay a cent until you're content. And they're rock solid because they've been on my referral list since day one. I've known them for 20 years or more, and here's the deal. They will stand by all of their warranties. And they know the complete roofing system, not just the shingles or the tiles, but what's underneath as well, including proper ventilation to keep your roof running the right way for a long time. That's excelroofing.com, 303-761-6400, 761-6400.
Rates are like the... Are you concerned about the future and how to protect your home? You want to become mortgage safe. Take AIM, affordable interest rates. With home values still at their highest level ever and rates at historic lows, now may be the best time to be prepared if the economy changes. Last time
Hey, Mark, what do you think a spare like that would go for?
Take AIM.
Hey, Mark, have Suzanne.
50500. Many of our banks have the ability.
How much would that spare cost, you think?
Without having to borrow
Rim and tire.
Was it a fifth wheel?
I think it was.
Peace of mind and allow you to focus on what's important. Your family. Call Affordable Interest Mortgage at 720-895-0500. That's 720-895-0500.
$50, $60 a white spoke trim, and then
reputation of putting you first with
if it's a 15 or 16 inch tire, about $100 for a 10 ply.
Protect your home. Take AIM, 720-895-0500, where it's all about you.
A healthy and intimate relationship.
I'm going to say you'll buy it from them.
He should put it on Craigslist, man. He could probably sell it pretty quick as a spare for, get $100 for it if it's new.
Important intimacy is in maintaining a healthy lifestyle and in keeping your relationship.
Why, let me guess, Dan, you agreed that they should give him the $200
Yep. I said you were going to buy it.
The Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic is open.
That's what you said.
Okay, that's even better. I'll buy two of them. See if he can go out and get another one.
With success rates as
You know, they never told me my RV came with fucking 6 tires. So I went out and bought 6 tires. I want them to give me my money back.
And we always keep our offices clean and sanitary. For just $99, you'll
What did they say when you told them that?
and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose
They said, well, too bad you didn't use your fucking eyeballs and look and see if it had tires on it.
7900. That's 720.
But you don't need to know the product very well.
Or go to Rocky Mountain Men's.
I can't believe Tom likes his argument.
By Washington politicians and the Wall Street propaganda machine. Hi, I'm Inc. magazine best-selling author Brett Kitchen, and if you're over 55,
Mark?
or 401k,
Hey, Mark. My confusion from the whole thing is he can't take the spare back. Is that correct?
Right, because it's mounted.
Yes, that's right.
I said enough, and since then I discovered.
How-
Once you have a tire mounted, it's yours, man.
Can he take it? Can he take the spare that was not supposed to be there back to the RV dealer?
I can't, but they're not going to pay for it.
Yeah, but what good will that
Oh,
be?
they won't give him credit for it.
Right.
No.
Oh,
That's what his issue is.
Right. Okay.
Right,
I
they never charge
understand.
him for it.
So, and he can't take it back to the place he bought it from. That was my okay. That was my confusion.
All right, we're back, guys. Call 800-493-1717. 800-493-1717.
So I spoke to the lady about the skin care. We want to follow up.
Oh, I remember that one.
Just now.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. All right, we got a lot happening and things following up on, so Deputy Doc, what are you here to talk about? Which one?
Slim Care.
Okay, so Slim, let me...
She ordered a free sample.
She said she ordered free sample, and then it was tied to an auto ship agreement.
Correct.
And they kept dinging her account.
And she said she couldn't get them on the phone. I called them, they answered within 2 minutes. I had her call back. She spoke to a customer service rep who acknowledged the fact that she had canceled on April 4th. So I asked her, did she ask them why she was billed for May and June? And she said, the customer rep said you weren't billed for it, which of course she was billed for it. So I told her to write a letter to them saying that she spoke to a customer service rep today who acknowledged the fact that she had canceled on April 4th and she would like the money put back into her account for May and June.
She has proof that she was billed?
Yes.
And the customer service rep said she wasn't billed.
Well, I don't think the customer service rep really knows about the accounting, but if she sends a letter to them saying that the customer service rep acknowledged it, then she should be able to get her money back.
So it's on. They have a record of her canceling.
Yes.
Okay, but she canceled after May and June.
No, she canceled in April.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
So
okay,
she was billed for May and June, so she's going to call us back and let us know if they...
The name of the customer service rep?
She did not.
Okay. All right. Well, good. We'll follow up. Anything else? Is that it? Okay. 303-713-TALK. What's going on with William? William, what's happening?
Hey, yes, sir. I purchased a certificate from the radio shopping show here in Colorado Springs.
Okay, the radio shopping show. I'm not familiar with it, but okay. And what
We've gotten a lot of these over the years. Same show.
Yeah, it's 98.5.
Okay, and so is it the show? Well, is it the show or is it the vendor? What's the problem?
Well, it's probably both. I don't know, but I'll tell you. I'll finish the story. It was for a exterior paint job. I paid $5.99, and it's for a company called Native Painting. All right?
Okay.
And the coupon's good till July 5th. All right. So I bought it in January.
How much did you pay?
Around $5.99.
$599?
Yes, sir.
And how do they do that if they've not seen your house? Do they have like limits for that?
Well, it was for a $5,000 value on the coupon. And it was for everything, all the colors, exterior.
Wait a minute. So for $599, you get a $5,000 value.
Right.
Okay. Supposedly.
From this company called Native Painting.
So what happened?
Well, my wife called them in late February, just kind of semi-schedule an appointment for,
Can we skip to it? William, will they do it or not? Let's just get to that part.
He came forward the paint guy said that the radio talk show had never informed him or afforded him any money.
Was he supposed to get the money from the talk show, right?
Right. The talk show was representing him.
Well, normally, just so you know, normally with that kind of advertising, normally what happens is this, William. This painting contractor agrees to go on that show for advertising. And then that painting contractor agrees that the radio show or the advertiser gets to keep the $5.99. So I've never heard where the radio show would pay the contractor for that coupon. Then what good is it? Usually, like, I know that when Fox 31 and Channel 2 used to do these, they would get coupons from the vendors and sell them. And then the vendors would do it free for the advertising. So are you sure that, well, see, you don't know what the deal was. So this painting company says, we never got paid, so we're not going to do it. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, why don't, then it seems to me like this radio show should just refund your money.
Well, the problem I'm having with them is they've been off the air for several months. And
so
this whole thing, man, they were a scam. They were doing this about a year ago. There was dozens and dozens
what
of
station
complaints,
was it?
not just about the paint, but all kinds. 98.5, they're gone, man. SoCo Radio, I think they were called, or something like that.
Oh, man. So
I remember this because of our affiliate down there.
I don't think you can hold... I really don't think you can hold the painting company to it. I mean, just because they said they sold something for that painting company doesn't mean they did. I mean, if you don't have a contract with that painting company, so what? I mean, what if I sold it to you and charged you money? You can't go after somebody just because I say so. I mean, I mean, I don't think that painting company has an obligation to you unless you can prove it. Unless you can prove that they had a contract with the radio show.
No, I just found the article. It's exactly what I thought. So these guys would just start advertising like they did for this poor guy, and the actual vendor had no idea what the hell they were doing. The vendor had no idea they were doing it in 13 different cases I'm reading about here.
This guy was a crook then, wasn't he? SoCo Radio.
Yeah, he was a crook. Yeah, actually, that you just nailed it. And the guy's name...
Is that DJ Michaels is his name or something?
It was Michael Nar or something
But they called him DJ Michaels. So where is this clown right now? Where is he?
Who knows? He said, this is going back about a year, he promised he would refund all these people, but then it looks like they went out of business.
Yeah, Mike Nar, K-N-A-R.
That's it.
And his
Mike
wife,
Nar,
Lori, started Southern Colorado Radio, SoCo Radio.
SoCo.
And basically, they just cheated a bunch of people.
So when the consumers would show up to restaurants or show up, can you imagine this? You show up and say, "Hey, I'm supposed to have a free dinner tonight, or I'm supposed to get my house painted."
Now, here's what I want to know, though.
Staring at them like, what?
But here's what I want to know: who owned the actual radio station? He didn't, did he?
I don't know, sir.
I think you just got screwed. I don't know how to say it, William. You did. You got conned. There's not much you can do. There, you cannot always get your money back when you're conned.
Well, this radio show is supposed to be coming back July 1st.
Okay, if it comes back, I would sue that guy, that Michael Nar.
If it's still SoCo, I mean, anybody could, maybe someone just bought the license.
How do you know it's coming back?
When I call the office number, they give this thing. They were supposed to come back June 1st, but then they delayed it to July 1st.
Maybe someone in Colorado Springs can tell us how to get a hold of Mike Nar.
Well, we had Mike Lewis on from KRDO about a year ago, or whenever this went down, and they were basically getting ducked back then. So I mean, the guy's gone, man.
All right. There's not much we can do about it, man. I'm telling you.
I want to throw this in, though. If that guy did paint your entire house inside and out for $599, he'd probably do more damage than good. You can't even buy the paint for $599 for exterior and interior.
I'm really sorry, man.
That's the most insane price ever.
I'm sorry you got screwed like that. Really. I don't know what else to tell you. Anyway, man. It sounds terrible. This guy, Nar, and his wife also have all kinds of personal problems.
Got a break?
I don't think you're going to get anything. If anyone knows how to get a hold of Nar, let us know. I'm Tom Martino.
Stay connected with your favorite shows on Denver's talk station. Sign up for our newsletter email now at khl.com.
Paragon services after traffic, and then 14 seconds after that, you have your buy and bill.
Is that you, Mark, for Paragon?
/newsletter. Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by DuckDuckGo Privacy.
Travel across the metro area freeway system in really good shape right now, with the exception of the Commerce City Drive.
What'd you say, Dan?
Is that you with Paragon?
Side of Vasquez due to construction there.
Yeah, in a second. Hold on.
Across town, I-25, I-70 easily up to speed through the heart of the city. No delays in 470 in Highlands Ranch. 225's running smooth in Aurora. No problems on 6th Avenue in Lakewood. Trouble-free on the Turnpike. And I-76 in great shape traveling in or out of the metro area. The weather forecast could be a 30% chance of showers and breezy throughout the rest of today with a high of 64. Right now it's overcast and 48. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
Fed up with companies.
Boy, it was having nice rain last night. Holy cow.
They help millions of people like you take back their privacy online. With one download, you can search and browse privately, avoiding trackers. All for free. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
All right, Paragon Services. Listen, you have to call Matt up. If your insurance company, your homeowners, did not get you a new roof and all your neighbors got one, they said you didn't have any damage, I want you to call Matt. This guy's going to get you a check. He's incredible, and I'm not kidding. There's nothing to lose. There's no money up front. There's nothing like that. It is legit as legit gets. Insurance companies have been screwing people for too long. If you have been denied and your neighbors all got new roofs, call this number now. It has to be within the last year, though. The last 12 months. 719-726-0020. Call Matt right now. 719-726-0020.
You got your buy and bill coming up in about 10 seconds. You good, Tom?
He said, "Hey, Dad,
Yeah.
just a little while.
All right, here we go.
For 20% off all kitchens, baths, windows, and doors with select install dates. Make it known, okay?"
You got it. 800-362-8370.
Buy and Build Kitchen and Bath does installations. So not only do you get below wholesale pricing on all materials, which is cabinets, vanities, granite countertops, sinks, faucets, bath accessories, anything for the kitchen and bath, you also get installation. Of course, you can always just send your own contractor to do it, and he can shop at 560 South LaPan, Buy and Build, or you can and do it yourself. Buyandbuild.net. The low prices on materials, and of course, installation too. 560 South LaPan. Buyandbuild.net, 303-295-6022.
I thought football.
Clear. Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
So I tried to move around these this next break. They have one at the top of the hour, this upcoming hour, and then top of the hour next hour. I can't move them around without putting 3 breaks in like one thing.
All right.
And 3 commercial and 1 break for you.
Okay.
You want me to leave them there?
Yeah.
But applicant,
We go through it line by line, and that really allows us to do an effective job to make sure we're doing what's in your best interest.
Call Brent Ivinson and his team at 303-867-7000, 867-7000, idealhomeloans.com. They can answer all of your home questions. Opportunity regulated by MLS 136756. For terms and conditions, call 844-45-IDEAL. In an uncertain economy, there's something every American ought to have. Real, honest, U.S. And now it's possible to get some specially priced.
You want a PDF, get it out.
Just call 1-800-937-4707. A limited number of documents have been released for sale. Folks, this money means something. This money's got real value you can weigh in your home. Gold Liberty's over 110 years old, preserved in uncirculated condition. Actual solid gold Liberty coins from the California Gold Rush. Coins so limited and priced so low, you can only get 3 per household. To find out.
Hey, Tom.
Yes.
I'm just letting you know, I just checked this break. I took out all the extra stuff that I can take out. Whenever you come back, you're probably going to have like maybe a minute before that.
Okay.
Break time is going to hit.
100-year-old.
Just letting you know.
Hey, Dan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Call now to get your free gold guide, including an actual 100-year-old.
I just discovered this unit has real leather. I'm going to have to take it back. They never told me there was leather in this thing.
Hey, I call
bastards.
I call them up, Steve.
What do you say?
Small claims.
He's going to small claims?
No.
He's going to bring him to small claims.
No, he's
Oh my
fine.
God, I want to be here.
He's
I'll be there with fucking bells on.
He could win.
I want to see him look right the judge in the eyes and say, they owe me.
No, he's fine with it and stuff. He just says that he has an extra spare.
So, Dan,
Yeah.
they said that there was a burst of 102 miles an hour last night of wind.
Here in Denver?
In Colorado, in Akron.
Wow.
And then it broke a radio tower.
Not from last night, from just this weekend. I seen some trees down in my neighborhood.
IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Find out more at
Going after the weatherman because they didn't say what kind of wind it was.
You check things all the time.
Okay, you know what I don't understand? People standing for hours
We were reading
to
you
walk
guys
past
on
the casket of George Floyd.
Maybe then, go ahead. What was that?
People standing for hours to walk past the casket.
Well,
of
it's
George
symbolic.
Floyd. But they don't know him. I mean,
It's symbolic.
I think, you know what? I think there's people that love to go to funerals.
Learn more at discover.com.
It may be. I really do. I just think there's nuts up there. I mean, I don't know. I hate funerals. I really do.
well, most normal people do.
On their social media. Well, apparently it's winter again.
It's winter where?
Yesterday. Or a couple hours ago.
Snowing and Breck big time.
Oh, it really? Maybe up here. Let me look at
Yeah, they
the.
said above 8,000 feet it was going to snow.
Oh, I'm at 9,000 up there.
We were supposed to get snow in Frighttown.
Really? Yeah.
Can you fucking believe it? June 9th.
Yeah, Daniel.
Yeah, I think it was 45 at my place in town here this morning. Nice rain though, beautiful rain.
Yeah, but it's fucking snowing in some places, Denver Metro, bro.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, Frighttown. I think that's Denver Metro.
That's Franktown Metro.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, if you have a problem, question, or complaint, you just want to sound off, give us a call. Let's talk to Larson Financial, LarsonTaxRelief.com, Michael Plantinga. Michael, what's the status of the IRS right now in collections for those with back taxes or audits or anything? What's happening?
Well, collections is open. They are gearing up in full. Now, enforcement begins July 15th, and I have been told by numerous collection agents that enforcement's going to be pretty heavy right off the get.
And that's because what?
They're just so behind on collecting, and I think a lot of these collections officers are, for lack of a better term, dealing with itchy trigger fingers.
And tax
They're
revenues are
chomping
down.
on the
bit.
Tax revenues are down all over. So hold on, Michael, because I want to find out what people should do now. They have until July 15th, so hang on. I'm Tom Martino. That's LarsonTaxRelief.com. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. 303-713-TALK. Get your calls in. I'll take them all quickly.
Clear. You have a Become the Banker before we come back.
Around like 12:04, 12:05, okay?
The right way.
Yeah.
Keeping social distancing and going beyond CDC.
You don't cheat on your taxes, you don't have to worry about it.
Maybe it's a mistake, Doc.
By the way, when we have those kinds, it would be okay to run a taped one in the in the look lives.
Like for whenever at the top of the hour? Because I can do that.
Yeah, let's do it. Then we don't have to screw around.
Gotcha.
All right.
Rock solid warranties. I've known the owner, Jay Bretz, from the beginning. A charter member of referralist.com. I've trusted him on my home. You can too. 303-761-6400. 761-6400. Excel as in excellent. ExcelRoofing.com. And remember, with Excel, you don't pay a cent until you're content. 303-761-6400. ExcelRoofing.com.
So I'm working on this thing with a landscaper, Don King, who put a lien on this woman's house.
Oh, yeah.
She originally signed a contract for $24,000. Now she gave him an extra $4,000, and now he wants another $12,000.
Right. I remember
And his
that one.
attorney put a lien on her house.
Right.
So I called him, and if he doesn't answer back, I'll call his attorney, I guess. See if he wants to come on the air and why and justify. Apparently,
He'll never win.
What?
He'll never win.
Who?
The guy, Don King.
Well, why do you? Apparently, she spoke with some other people, said this attorney and he are real sleazeballs, and they always win.
No, well, they have to go if they do it so people will pay out. I'm sure that's what it is. And so you don't just put a lien and the lien is there. You put a lien and then you got to go to court. And all you got to do is show it. Look at this is what the contract says. He didn't finish it. You know, he's charging me extra money and stuff. Boom. I would think.
Okay, well, I don't know about that. That's why.
Like I said, I think a lot of people say, "Oh, I got to get an attorney."
But it's obviously not small claims.
How much is it?
Well, it doesn't matter.
Oh, you know what? You know what? That's. Hey, did you hear that, Mark? So this might be a good one. So you don't probably remember this. It was a landscaper, Don King, and Doc said he talked to him.
No, I didn't talk to him.
Okay, but anyway, so he wanted an extra $12,000. He wanted an extra $12,000 for it.
There was a bill of sale for $24,000. Then he got another $4,000 out of her, and now he wants another $12.5.
Right. So his contract was $24,000. He got an extra $4,000 or $5,000 out of her, and now he wants another $12,000, and he's putting a lien on it. So you know what the way they're doing on this is they're doing it because it's now going to jump up to district court, right? Not the small claims.
What is?
This Don King
landscaping.
So now they're forcing the people to get a lawyer, but he hasn't done everything. Is that correct?
And he screwed up a lot of stuff.
So this is she's going to have to get a lawyer, and hopefully she can get lawyer fees. Especially because if she goes there, she could lose the case just by not presenting her evidence correctly.
Right.
I'd love to see the contract. Did we ever get it?
Did we ever get the
contract? It wasn't a contract. It just said landscaping per Jolene's design, $12,000. I'm sorry, $24,000. That was all she had.
Okay.
How much work has he done?
Well, he did a lot, but a lot of it was substandard.
So she's going to have to get a lawyer.
Right.
What does it mean substandard though?
He screwed up everything.
He screwed it up a lot of stuff. So she's going to, because if she gets experts, if she doesn't bring them right to the court, they'll throw them out.
What do you mean? What about an affidavit isn't good enough?
Oh, absolutely not. Something like that. It's got to be recorded. These are actually. Otherwise, I could get you to go look at it and say, yeah, it's substandard.
Yeah.
It's got to be a certifiable. However, they certify an expert.
You want me to? Do you want me to? Shit. What should I do? You want one of these?
No.
You don't want anything. So then screw you. Do you want anything, Doc?
No thanks. No thanks.
Okay, screw all of you.
And those are bad for you.
No.
Oh.
I was standing in line at Costco yesterday, and there was a whole section of Hot Pockets and all stuff like that. And I resisted the temptation to buy it.
I went to Costco yesterday too. Which Costco did you go to?
The one on Parker and Florida.
Okay.
It's a neighborhood, not Costco, Walmart, I mean.
Okay.
Now, I went to Costco over the weekend and bought some steaks for my son for tomorrow. They have such good meat there, it's amazing.
Jeez, I got some, I don't know why, they were getting rid of the hamburger 88%, so 12%, 88% meat for $2 a pound.
Hey, what's Tom ordering today?
Not ordering, he's trying to pawn off these Hot Pockets on us.
Hot Pockets?
Yeah.
Fucking Hot Pockets? What are you guys in the ghetto?
It's probably from his kids.
Problem is, every time I buy lunch, I end up having to pay.
What else does he? Let me guess, he's got that fucking Mountain Dew shit, too.
Yep. I love it every minute.
Hey, you guys want some Hot Pockets and Mountain Dew?
And then what's really good, he puts butter and sugar on top of the Hot Pockets.
Butter and sugar. I only eat the insides.
Is that what you do? Just eat the insides?
So it's like what he does with pizza. You see what he does with the pizza?
So it's not really a pocket anymore then.
Well, he just eats a topping of the pizza. And
You
the
want
crust.
some Mountain Dew?
What do you drink there? Whiskey.
Coffee, tea, water.
Coffee, tea, or me? Wasn't that back in the 60s?
It used to be with the flight attendants.
Yeah.
Well, there were stewardesses at that point.
Right, right.
If you're new to Denver, you may not know what to do about your sinking concrete. Call Advanced Mud Jacking, and I'll show you how to fix it and save money.
Hey, Tom, you on Core, do you see the questions people ask?
Now they're just that's just a big liberal forum, the whole thing.
Yeah,
Don't you agree?
I haven't been
not everything, but there are a lot.
When I somehow it got me, and there was so many questions about airplanes, flight attendants.
Well, it depends
pilots,
on what you mark as your interest.
I never even subscribed to it.
You?
Somehow it got sent to my email.
Oh, I see. Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Panacea Life Sciences. Just put Tom or Martino in the promo code and you get 25% off. Now listen, we're solving problems. We've been doing that all morning. All kinds of interesting problems you may want to comment on. And as well, we have also been, of course, bringing up situations that can be really a problem. For example, coupon books. This is really important. Coupon books or shows where you buy coupons or where you buy things. Here's the problem. When you do that, you become what's called a third-party beneficiary, meaning when you buy a coupon book, remember the Gold C's and all that? When you buy one, or even Groupons, you are buying through a third party. Your transaction with that third party is contingent upon their agreement with a vendor. So if they have an agreement with a vendor to provide you a service, but you don't have the agreement with the vendor, that's called a third-party beneficiary. You're buying the promise from that third party, and you're the third-party beneficiary. See, those two have an agreement. They're the first and second party, right? Or the first party and second party, and then you're the third party. And so they're agreeing amongst themselves to provide me something if I pay something to one of them. It's really complicated. But remember this. Unless you have evidence of that agreement, there's not much you can do about it. This clown down in Colorado Springs who was selling, who was on a radio selling coupons for paint jobs and all kinds of stuff, for houses and other things, home improvements. He was selling them at extreme discounts and keeping the money. And then the vendors were supposedly going to give you that service in exchange for advertising. So when this guy paid $599 for an exterior paint job on his house that was valued at $5,000, if it was a big enough radio station, I could see where that could work. Where this one exterior painter says, you know what? $5,000 is not a bad price for advertising if it doesn't get sold right away. I don't mind if he keeps using my name, and then after a couple of weeks it's sold for $5.99. They keep that $5.99. I have to do the paint job. In essence, that $5,000 paint job was probably out of pocket from him, $3,000 with time and materials. So he figures he's getting advertising for that. However it works, the bottom line is this: without any proof of that contract, you have nothing. So when this guy went to get his house painted and he had this coupon for $5.99, the painter said, "We know nothing about this. That radio station didn't have an agreement with us." How do you prove they did? You can't make them paint your house. They don't even know who you are. You know, just because that other party said, "Hey, they're going to paint your house," it doesn't make sense. So whenever you're buying these things, you're at great risk. In fact, I advise against it. That's right, Groupons are not great ideas, because if those people decide not to honor it, Groupon, are they going to sue them for you? Probably not. You know, whenever you buy, and I'm not attacking Groupon, by the way. I'm not even saying it happens with Groupon. What I'm saying is, when there is a third party, you're buying something from a third party, and they're promising you that another party's going to do the job. That's hard. That's hard, and it's risky. That's one of the things we came across today. So I advise against buying stuff like that. Go directly to the vendor, or at the very least, call the vendor and say, "Listen, I'm about to buy this coupon. Do you really honor this coupon?" Before you buy it, ask them. At least that's something. 303-713-TALK. Another thing, auto pays. When done on the merchant's site, when you go to a merchant's site and they say you want to buy these vitamins, you sign up for auto pay, you know, auto shipping. Whenever you do that, or you go to a health club and they do an auto pay, and you have any kind of a disagreement, your bank will not stop an auto pay unless the vendor agrees. I know this sounds crazy. We had a case where a health club was charging this woman, and they had a disagreement. She says, "I never agreed to that." And they kept charging her. And she went to her bank and says, "I do not want this money taken out of my account." They said, "Well, the vendor has to agree." And the vendor says, "No, she owes us." So they kept taking the money out. I swear to you, it happened. And the only way she could stop it was closing the account at that institution and not reopening an account with that institution, because it was an ACH out of her account. With a credit card, you can't just get a new card. All they have to do is present your old card, and they will give them access to your new credit card. You have to close the credit card account completely and get a new credit card. It's crazy. I hate auto pays, unless they're initiated by me. I don't mind going on my own account and pushing out payments. Or if I have a login with like Xfinity or Excel Energy, I can log on to my account and initiate an auto pay, and I can also stop that auto pay. That is fine, because that you have control over with a username and password. However, beware of this. Have you ever made a payment for somebody to be friendly? I know Deputy Doc has done this. I've seen him do it. I've seen him help people who are in trouble. Now, I've seen a lot of people do it. Deputy Doc just happened lately to do it, and is a really good guy for that. But let me explain what happens with that. Many places have small print when you make a payment for someone else. Like I know DirecTV does. This one guy made a payment for his niece as a favor. One time. In the small print it says, "You agree that in the future, if this account goes delinquent, they can collect it from you." I swear to you, this guy got tagged $700 a few months later because his niece built up an account balance due. That is how disgusting DirecTV is. Don't even get me started on DirecTV. They suck more than sucking can suck. There's not an amount of sucking I can explain to explain how much they suck as a company. Not the technology, the company. All right, Larson Tax Relief. They told us that July 15th collections start in force. What are they doing up until July 15th? What's going on now at the IRS, Michael?
Well, right now the IRS is slowly gearing up, processing returns, processing appeals requests, that kind of thing, just building up for that July 15th day.
Okay, but they're not actually doing collections. So what I want to do is what people should be doing. And again, we're going to go over that step by step. 303-713-TALK. Meanwhile, if you have a problem, a question, or complaint, give us a call. We're here to help you. That's 303-713-8255. More right after this.
You have your ideal home loans and
Joe Lazare in about 15 seconds.
Mornings at 6. Former Navy SEAL Mike Day has tattoos of bullet wounds on some of his 27 actual bullets.
Here we go. Ideal Home Loans, Joe Lazare, both loans.
Mike Day joins me Wednesday morning at 7:05 here on 630 KHOW.
Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan. If you are looking to get a loan, Ideal has many benefits, like their pre-approvals. You can get a pre-approval, so when you're out shopping for a home, it's like a cash deal. They also do credit optimization. That means they tweak your credit. Now, you're already approved, right? Don't worry about that. But now they get you even better pricing by helping your credit. You may want to pay down a credit card by a few dollars. They'll let you know what to do. Also, an interest rate guarantee. No matter how many times you close, you get a fresh 2-year interest rate guarantee. And if rates go down, they refinance you free of charge. Also, the custom term loan, so you can get the lower rates without going back to 30 years. That's idealhomeloans.com, 303-867-7000. That's 303-867-7000. Now, let's say you're in trouble. I hope you're not. But Joseph A. Lazara is a criminal defense attorney, and that's what he does. He defends people who are charged with crime. Now, man, especially nowadays, things are very complicated. Look, you could have your rights violated. It's possible. Joe will fight for you. It's possible you've made a stupid mistake and you did do a crime and you want to make a deal, but you need someone to help get you through the system. A DUI, even though they're preventable, some people still fall into that trap. Joe Lazara handles DUIs as well. Joseph A. Lazara, 2 Z's and 1 R, LazaraLegal.com, 303-429-6200. That's 303-429-6200. Joe Lazara is also on my referral list at referrallist.com.
If you're a man of been sluggish, weak in your workouts, have a lower libido, and
You're
just
back,
don't have
Mark.
the energy you used to have, it's quite possible that you have low testosterone. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. And if this is
Okay, what are the things, calls you got to make?
low T treatments give you many benefits and might even contribute to healthier
You got to make some other calls?
Like most men, you'll have more energy, better gains
Who
in
am I
your
calling?
workouts.
I took care of your spare tire.
Plus, the treatments are
We want to know if you want to call that guy.
likely you'll see results in just
He's
a few
good.
weeks. And most
We want you to
medications
call
can
him.
administer
He wants to talk to you.
As a therapeutic practice, the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic is open. Our offices are
No, he's all
located in
fine,
hospitals.
happy. He says, hey, I got extra spare.
Immediately. So come to the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic and experience how testosterone
Exactly.
can change your life.
You should call and say.
And how often do you wish we had 2 spares?
And if you start on testosterone,
He did say he couldn't spare a square.
Well, that way you can definitely spare a square, right?
7900. Go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. Some company names describe the
Hey, Tom, I have a question.
Simply
What is
Floors8.com.
He's got a question.
Yes, sir.
You Simply Floors8.com.
Tom, you there?
Yes, sir. What? Yeah.
Okay, if you're busy, it's fine. Are you busy right now?
No, fine. Go ahead.
Alright, my girlfriend's a voice actor, and one commercial that she did and got paid for, she said that she was a certified RN, and she was like promoting some toothpaste.
Yeah.
Is that illegal?
Yeah.
Since she's technically not a certified RN?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Do they come? Will they come after the company or come after her?
Well, I mean, technically they could come after either, but that's called false advertising. However, here's the good news. There's almost never a prosecution for false advertising, except with medical claims there are sometimes. But if she was doing a dramatization of an actual testimony, it's all right.
Okay, because like I just know that like she got paid like 3 separate paychecks for however many times they used the ad, and like she wanted me to ask. She was like, you know, is it illegal? Like, can they come after me? Like the script told me.
Hey, Ants. There are people.
No, if she's reading, if she's doing the voice for an actual RN, that's different. If they're taking real testimony and just having her voice it.
Hey, Ants. There are people you can look on YouTube who will do any kind of voiceover and play any part, and it's well known. And there are people that make a living doing that. And they never go after them.
Represent yourself as a doctor.
Anything.
Dangerous.
Today to build new ways to keep you working.
That's
tomorrow.
dangerous.
We are proud to introduce the new Lowe's for Pros job site, powered by Stream, an augmented video chat tool.
I'm not saying they don't do it, but man, the FDA is one of the more aggressive ones as far as.
But there are people who will be.
Just one of the reasons why Lowe's is the new home for pros. Services subject to Stream terms.
Not sponsored, but people who will be.
This report is sponsored
Say anything about the product, don't price.
Windy, but much brighter afternoon. Gusts
Back on in about 30 seconds, gentlemen.
degrees. Tonight down to 47. Tomorrow warmer with sunshine, the high 77. I'm Boxer doing 10.1 weather
They call for special endorsements.
is working harder than ever to help pros get the job. A dedicated team of associates who only serve pros. They stock the top-rated brands you need, offer curbside loading, and can even deliver right to the job site. Service like that is why Lowe's is the new home.
10 seconds. We're back, gentlemen.
Station. Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app.
Now #1 for podcasting.
630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's talk to Mary with a problem. And if you have a problem, question, or complaint, or just want to rant, you can do it here at 303-713-TALK. Mary, what's going on with you?
Yes, sir. I was calling about the Denver Post has a new idea. They want to charge me every month now. That's all they are. They're not billing for a year. And he said he would take my credit card and then every month take the money out of my MasterCard.
Now, why are they... Wait. This doesn't make sense to me.
No, it doesn't.
That they want to do monthly withdrawals rather than
a yearly rate.
That doesn't make sense to me. Now, are you sure you were talking to someone from the Denver Post?
Yes, they called me to subscribe because my subscription was
How do you know it really was the Denver Post?
I don't know that.
I don't think it was.
The gentleman said this is what was it, Marco from the Denver Post regarding your...
Listen, why don't we call him and find out? I don't think they're... listen, it doesn't make sense to me that if they were getting people to pay for a year, why would they go now and want month by month? They're a dying, choking industry anyway, so why would anyone even pay to be part of it? I mean, I don't get it. And then,
that was the first that came across to me, as he wanted to renew my subscription.
Okay, I don't...
And I said, well, at first I did, I bit. And then I called back.
Did you give him... Hold on. Did you give him your information?
Have you take that out every month? I'm not sure.
Did you give them your information, dear?
Pardon?
Did you give them your credit card?
I did, and then I called and reneged on it, so I hope he didn't follow up with it.
No, I think you've been scammed. I think you've been scammed. Why don't we call the Denver Post and ask them if they're calling people for renewal and if they're asking them to make monthly payments instead of yearly?
Okay. I've got their number. I'd be glad to do that today.
Well, no. We're going to call the real Denver Post. I'm not going to call any number this guy gave you. And we're going to find out if they have a Marco there. So hang on. Daphne, can you do that? By the way, and why would anyone get the Denver Post when you could go online and do it free? Why do they even have a subscribe button? That's what I don't understand. You can read every single story. What do you get when you subscribe online?
He doesn't have a computer.
No, but I'm saying, what do you get when you subscribe online? They have a subscription. Unlimited digital access, $14.99 a month. Okay, what am I, stupid? I go on every day and I can read what I want on it.
How do you line your birdcage?
So I don't know what you're paying for with a digital subscription. Maybe you can ask him that too. It's too bad to be part of a dying breed.
Ask them why anybody would even get their stuff for free.
I know it. I know it. What, do they have a handful of reporters now?
I don't know if they have any, honestly. I have no idea.
Well, of course they have some. I mean, they're actually still in business, but barely. I call it Denver fence post in the manure field. Ben has... Oh, let's go back. Michael Plantenga, Larson Tax Relief. I'll take your calls whenever they come in, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So, Michael, we have established the IRS was down for a while. They got back. They're processing returns. And July 15th, they're going to reopen for collection. But now there's a lull. People can be getting things done. What do you recommend at LarsonTaxRelief.com? What do you recommend?
The number one thing, Tom, is getting missing tax returns filed. So any returns that are missing for the past 7 years, get those filed.
But you don't have to go back beyond 7,
right? As well. Generally, no. States sometimes go a little farther back than the IRS, but the general rule of the IRS is 7 years.
Okay. Now, if money's owed, what should they do? Do the most recent first, right?
Right. Pay on your 2020 taxes first if you owed for 2019. Otherwise, if you don't owe for 2019, then you can just make payments on the 19 return and work your way back.
And that's really important because they want to see that you're current, and then they work with you on past. So as far as who calls Larson Tax Relief?
Anyone that owes any money for their business or personally to the IRS or any state in the U.S. We work with every state as well.
Oh, that's important to know. So if you owe any money or if you have a lot of back taxes and you think you're going to owe, give them a call. And if you have any questions,
Absolutely.
He's standing by. Michael Plantinga with LarsonTaxRelief.com. By the way, the number is toll-free. They're right here in Colorado, for Colorado, and for the country as well. 844-LARSON-TAX. 844-LARSON tax. Okay, Ben, what's going on with you, Ben? What's happening?
Hey, Tom.
How are you doing, man? What's happening?
Hey, Tom.
I'm here.
Hey, Tom. Hey, my question was, I appreciate you taking my call.
Yeah.
I got a friend. He doesn't have... He's like homeless.
Oh, man. Ben, your phone is kind of cutting in and out. So you have a friend, and he's homeless?
Now, is there somewhere that you know of that he can find help to kind of get off the street?
Okay, he's 30. Did you say, I'm getting notes here from Daphne, he's 30 years old and homeless. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe he's not even 30. He might be like 27, 28. He's not too old of a guy.
Okay, is he suffering from addiction?
I don't believe so. I talked to him.
Oh man.
His phone keeps cutting out.
Try to get his phone better established.
It's inaudible.
But if he's listening, if he's hearing us, I would go to the Salvation Army if there is an alcohol problem or addiction problem. They have a great program. They can also help him get on his feet. And Step Denver is another one. Step Denver. In fact, it's better if he doesn't have an addiction he needs to work on, as long as he's willing to work. If he goes to Step Denver, he can start working toward self-reliance. That's another program. And then there are a number of others. If you know of any, give us a call. There are some others we came across that were pretty good. Some people had called in about, and I failed to write them down. But I know Step Denver at least can point him in the right direction or may have something. Oh, there's a downtown there's a downtown ministry for homeless people. Downtown, I forget the name of it. I think downtown, I'm going to start with Downtown Ministries, Denver. Really good, dedicated people. And we'll figure it out. Okay, so hang on. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Ron's got a tax question. Let's bring up Michael Plantinga from Larson Tax Relief. Go ahead, Ron. What's your tax question?
Yes, Tom, we filed our taxes the first part of February. And it's, of course, 4 months later, we haven't received our federal tax check back.
Well, things have been held up a bit, but Michael, is that unusual?
Tom, he blanked out when he said we filed was it the 2019 1040?
Correct.
And when did you do it?
Now,
we filed it February 1st.
Was that filed electronically or by paper?
By paper.
By paper? Paper returns also always take much longer than electronically filed returns. So I expect that once the IRS is fully up and running next month, that they'll begin processing them. But don't expect a fully processed 2019 paper return until maybe sometime in August, perhaps even later.
Okay. Well, I just want to make sure.
And moving forward, I would always suggest filing electronically. They always process more quickly that way.
We'll definitely do that from now on. I appreciate your help.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Ron, and thank you, Larson. Hold on now. What about Daphne, that guy that called for the homeless thing? What about Pastor Lauren? And I'll bet you he has some connections, too, and they do a lot of ministries for people who are homeless and need food and clothing. And he's at East Bible Baptist Church, I think it's called.
And what about, isn't it Max Fund or something like that?
No, Max Fund is for animals, for dogs and cats.
Sorry.
I mean, good thought, but they're really good people. And I don't even know if Max Fund is still around. But they were a really good organization at one time.
I think I said that because I'm actually looking for a puppy, and I think I saw that, so I apologize.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, Max Fund is for animals.
You can't get a puppy anymore because
anyway.
The shelters are empty.
Yeah, a lot of the shelters are empty. Daph, did you know that? I mean, that's a good thing. People have been adopting animals.
Yeah, we are having a real hard time. We want a puppy, and we want a larger breed puppy, and by the time we see one, they're gone.
If you get anything with a doodle in the name, then you don't have the shedding. That's a cool thing. Man, everything's being a doodle. A labradoodle, a cockadoodle. Well, cockadoodle. A labradoodle.
A cockadoodle crossover.
A labradoodle's cool. And then there's the, I saw a Burmadoodle. It's part Burmese mountain dog and part poodle. God, was that cute. What I like is you get that fluffy big breed, but without all the shedding, and it's kind of cool. Okay, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We got more coming right up.
Clear. QC Manufacturing and Zero Res after traffic.
Denver's talk station with Tom Martino. Now, Michael Brown at 2, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Travel around the metro area freeway system for the most part in really good shape right now, with the exception of one spot right in the center of town. Got a crash eastbound I-70 at Brighton Boulevard there. Left and central lanes are blocked. Only the right lane getting by. Solid backups past the I-25 interchange. Avoid the delays, avoid that stretch. Otherwise, the highway drive in the metro area in really good shape. The weather forecast, decreasing clouds throughout the rest of today.
30 seconds, QC Manufacturing and Zero Res, both long.
7. Tomorrow, sunny, warmer with a high near 78. Right now, we've got overcast skies in Denver, and it's 48. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
Lowe's is working harder than ever to help pros get the job done.
10 seconds, here we go.
Associates who only serve pros. They stock the top-rated brands you need, offer curbside loading, and can even deliver right to the job site. Service like that is why Lowe's is the new home for pros.
After owning a quiet, cool, whole house fan from QCColorado.com for a year now, I'm getting another one for another residence, and I'll tell you why. From first-hand experience, I am saving 90% on air conditioning bills. Some days I don't even use the air conditioner. When I do use the air conditioner, it works less. It's a whole house fan, and it's quiet, and it's cool. There's a small register in the upper floor ceiling The fan is remote mounted in the attic stud, and then there's nothing to cut, nothing to do. The installation is like an hour. It's all remote control, so no digging into walls for wiring. And then you use it in the morning and evening and make your house cool and wonderful. Even when you leave it vacant, you don't have to have the air conditioning on. Even if it's super hot, it'll cool down like that. Quiet, cool. And you will love yours. I love mine. 720-398-4510. 720-398-4510. QCcolorado.com. All right, now, speaking of being comfortable in your home, cleaning and disinfecting is on the top of mind for all of us these days, especially with Zero Res. They're a great company for your home and business. The company we've trusted to clean our carpets and sanitize them for years with their patented water also have something called ZR Shield, a revolutionary disinfectant. It kills 99.9% of all pathogens on contact, and then leaves a protective shield up to 90 days. It's safe because it physically damages germs instead of dangerous chemical reactions. For doorknobs, counters, vanities, plumbing fixtures, toilets, phones, trash cans, and more. That's home or business. It starts at just $30 a room for shielding your home. Find out more, 303-471-5150. That's 303-471-5150. ZeroResDenver.com.
Have you been by Washington politicians and the Wall Street propaganda machine? Hi, I'm Inc. magazine best-selling author Brett Kitchen, and if you're over 55 with an IRA or 401k, I want to give you a free copy of my new book, Wealth Beyond Wall Street, because according to Time magazine, Wall Street's 401ks are...
So listen to this. They slammed the GM of some basketball team. They said, it seems the wrong time to talk about basketball. I know it's your job, but it seems like our focus should be with George Lloyd. Then he said, later on, I hope sports can heal. One of my favorite parts is that sports is colorblind.
Who is this?
Some GM said it's a meritocracy. You don't get judged by how you look, it's by how you play. They got on his case for saying that.
Why?
Because he said sports are colorblind. And it's a meritocracy without agreeing that there's racism in sports.
Call 800-493-1717.
I don't even know why these people try to get interviewed or tweet.
No, man, you don't say anything. Just don't say anything.
When it comes to your mortgage, you know that a lower interest...
How can you get...
If you don't agree, listen, if you don't agree...
Just like say, you say one thing, people take it another.
It absolutely doesn't matter. You can't say anything.
So you can't say all lives matter.
No, that for sure. Because there's a reason for that, though. Because that's minimizing the and it really is. I mean, I can see that part because we know that all lives matter. Okay, we know that.
Well, if you know it, why can't you say it?
No, because look, if I have to explain it to you, honest to God, I can see why. Because you're diluting the movement that was started because there is a problem. That's why, I think.
The movement started very much of a false in Ferguson, Missouri.
I don't think. A false?
Yeah.
What do you mean false?
That's the same thing, hands up, don't shoot. The guy was running after him. It was proved he was running at him. And they said that the cop just killed him while he was going away. So the whole thing was just a false, was based on a false premises.
Make no mistake, if you owe back taxes, the IRS can seize your bank accounts.
Well, look it up.
Even take your property. Many people are facing hardships, and
Google.
right now is the best time.
It's the whole thing. It's just like the hands up, don't shoot. His friend said hands up, don't shoot. It's so false.
Work on your behalf to immediately stop the threatening letters, embarrassing phone calls, and negotiate a permanent settlement that...
Back on in about 30 seconds.
Leaf has been helping taxpayers for over a decade and is A+ rated with a Better Business Bureau.
When we're talking about the Holocaust and we say it's a tragedy what happened to the Jews, and people say, well, what about the American soldiers that died? I mean, it's kind of like that. I mean, you're not, just to be sympathy and to focus on one does not detract from another. It just doesn't.
I just think the implication is that they believe white lives don't matter.
Oh, well, I don't get that impression fucking at all.
Okay, well...
I've never gotten that impression at all. What I got the impression is that they've been taken advantage of for so long that they just want to be singled out. Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. So, we have lines open right now. Now, we did call the Denver Post. Dab, what do they say? Are they switching to month-to-month billing?
Well, first of all, I got a hold of customer service. I do have a call into my angel at the Denver Post, but he has not returned my call. But when I called customer service, she said that they're not making outbound calls right now. Really, they only change the subscription if they call. And then I said, do you know if the sales department is doing outgoing calls? And she said, I have no idea.
Well, here's what I think. I think Mary got scammed and she gave out her credit card. Mary, here's what I think you need to do. I don't want to panic you, but I'm serious, Mary. You need to cancel that credit card.
Yeah, that's open pay for anybody.
Did you call, what kind of credit card is it?
It's Costco's.
Costco's. Okay. Why don't you call and have a new one issued and tell them that you gave that out by mistake to a scammer on the phone, okay?
Okay.
No, do it right away. I don't feel good about what you did.
Right. No, two heads are better than one. I had not a clue about a scam, so.
Well, why? Remember, when people call you, even if they give you a legit phone number, that doesn't mean that's where they are. I mean,
that's true.
People are liars. Did your subscription happen to just run out?
Yes, it did. The 1st of June. And
well, then it's possible it's real. It's possible that it's real, but
okay.
But I would still, just in an abundance of caution, because of the times we live in.
Yes. I'd never heard of it either.
Tom, maybe she should call customer service, ask them. Has it changed to?
You did. They're all different people they put up to call.
I don't even know what phone number. What phone number did the scammer give you?
He didn't give me a phone number. He gave me his name.
Yeah.
He just said this was the Denver Post calling to renew your subscription.
That doesn't sound right.
And then he offered me a price, and I thought,
how much is the? What price did he? What price did he offer?
$16.50 a month. And that was cheaper, he said, than the others could offer me.
$16.50.
It was a kind of a sales pitch. Do it now, and then.
Yeah, it's not right.
And I said, then I called back, second thoughts, and I said, you can charge me anything you want on my credit card, and then it's too late by the time I get.
Who did you call to say that to?
News of it.
Who did you call to say that to?
The man, Marco, the gentleman that called.
You have Marco's phone number?
Hello?
You have Marco's phone number?
No, he didn't give me any phone number. He just gave me the offer for the subscription for the Denver Post.
And you read and you sat there and read your entire credit card. Did you do the card? Did you do the code on the back?
Even the front and the back.
Okay, listen. Mary.
You think I was born yesterday?
Mary, please get on the phone. Yes, Steph.
I was thinking, why don't I get her information, her address and everything? I will call the Denver Post and see if they've changed it to a monthly subscription and what that is.
That's a good idea, but
we got to do it quickly because somebody right now is probably ordering airline tickets to Hawaii or wherever. So hang on there, okay? 303-713-8255. Listen, we all fall for stuff now and then, don't we? It's ridiculous. I want to make something clear, too. If you have a debit card or an ACH taken out of your account for auto payments, that's where you have to close the account and go to a different institution if it's tied to a bank account. If you have a regular credit card, you still have to close the account, not get a new card, but close the entire account, and you must reapply for a credit card, and you must do it And you can still do that with the same issuer. That does not have a cross-collateralization agreement. So, but your cards do. So if you keep the same account, when you lose a card, you think you're opening a new account. You're not. You're just getting a new card. And that new card only protects you from people who found your card and may have charged something fraudulently. It doesn't protect you from regular recurring charges that you disagree with. Those charges will find your new credit card number. So you got to do more than just get another card. You have to get a complete new credit card account. I'm hoping I'm making sense. Now, if you have no recurring charges, Deputy Doc just asked, then it's fine. If you get a new card with just a new number, a new card number, and keep the same account, then no one can use that on a single basis. Your old card on a single basis will be rejected. But if you have no recurring charges are the biggest headache. I was given some really good advice once, and I loved it. And Capital One gave me this advice. They said, get an account and keep it for auto pays and nothing else. Put it in a safe. That's it. You never use it for anything else. So if you lose the card in your wallet, you don't have to go and call, 10 or 20 different auto pays. I like that advice. All right. We're also going to have some tax advice coming up with Michael Plantinga, Larson Tax Relief, and talk about audits and other things happening now that the IRS is spooling back up. If you have any questions about back taxes, audits, collections, even levies, call us. Or any problem, question, or complaint. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. One Clear Choice Garage Doors is the place to call if you are facing a problem with your garage door opener or your garage door or any part of the garage door, because they do service as well 24/7, especially for emergency service like broken springs. You can trust One Clear Choice Garage Door, 720-370-3987. OneClearChoiceDoors.com.
Clear. You got your Fuller Law and Home Investors coming up after traffic.
Impact traffic.
What's that?
The best advice I ever got.
What's that?
My mentor said to me, talk to every woman for the rest of your life, as Zappa, as if they had a tape recorder in her purse. And for 30, 40 years, I never said anything that I would have been embarrassed about if someone had recorded it.
That's a good point.
It was a great advice. No matter how frustrated or angry you get, just assume that someone's going to repeat it.
Or talk like your mother was right there.
Right. And I never forgot that advice.
Lowe's is working harder than ever.
50% down.
Have associates who only serve pros. They stock the top-rated brand you need, offer curbside loading, and can even deliver right to the job site. Service like that is why Lowe's is the new home for pros.
John Fuller puts his money where his mouth is. He gives you free legal advice, free of charge. Why? Because he wants you to have the right advice. If you've been injured in an accident of any kind, call him. Say what happened. Tell him what's going on. He'll evaluate your case. Who knows, it might even be your fault. But listen, if you decide to hire him, the good news is he only collects if he collects for you first. 303-597-4500. 597-4500. Free legal advice when you need it the most. PersonalInjuryCO.com. You know what else you need sometimes? A quick sale of your home. You may have a lot of deferred maintenance. Hey, you may owe some backs, property taxes, whatever you need to get cleared up. Whatever it is, Home Investors doesn't care. They're going to buy your home if they like it. They'll offer you a price, and it's going to be a real price that you can depend on. And if you decide to sell, they'll write you a check in a few days. 800-44-BUYER. Look, some people say, Tom, they're never going to buy it for what I can sell it for on my own. Who knows? You'll never know without calling. You have nothing to lose. They've already bought like almost 3,000 homes in Denver, so they must be doing something right. 800-44-BUYER.
In an uncertain, all right, you're clear. Every American
real, honest U.S. gold money. And now it's possible to get some specially priced from government.com. Just call 1-800-937-4700.
They would have given that one lady more than she sold it for.
For sale. Folks, this money means something. Struck from U.S. gold. This money's got real value you can weigh in your hand. Gold Liberty's over 110 years old, preserved in uncirculated condition. Actual solid gold Liberty coins from the California Gold Rush era. Coins so limited and priced so low, you can only get 3 per household. To find out how to secure your coins at this exceptional government price, call 1-800-937-4707. Call now, and we'll give you a free gold guide plus a bonus Patriot pack, including a 100-year-old U.S. Lincoln cent, just for calling. Call now to get your free gold guide, including an actual 100-year-old U.S. Lincoln cent, valued at over $10. Free. 1-800-937-4707. That's 1-800-937-4707.
I ordered a bunch of supplements.
To get it done the right way while keeping social distancing and beyond CDC guidelines. Go to the roofer I've been recommending nearly 30 years. Excel. Excel is open for business, assigning one project manager and one crew to you for your complete safety and satisfaction. In these unsure times,
Of course it's a scam.
What was the scam?
top-notch installation and rock-solid warranties.
You see Dad's message?
Oh, this on what?
Look on the call screener page.
Why didn't my call screener, why didn't it come up? Damn. Okay, I don't see it. I don't know why this call screener doesn't go back and put all the notes that were in, but, so.
Have you ever listened to Larry Elder?
Never heard of him.
God, he's a talk show host. He's really good. On the Salem Radio Network.
Has this ever
No.
happened to you?
Mark, are you there? If you are, you're awful quiet.
On Google, and now I'm being followed by really
What did Daff say? Because I
It says it was a scam. She's calling our credit card company
oh,
now.
okay, good.
Good. Oh, so it wasn't part of the post?
Of course not.
Oh, so they called, huh?
All for free. It's that simple. Take back your privacy online with DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Do you know the most shocking thing about calling an electrician? The great unknown. What is wrong? How much will it cost to fix? And now there's another fear. Having someone in your home. Rest assured, Plumline goes beyond CDC guidelines for your safety. So make your appointment with confidence. A whole house electrical inspection, just $21 from a company I trust in my home. Putting character, ethics, and your safety before profit. PlumlineServices.com. That's PlumlineServices.com.
Hi, this is Jay Farner, CEO of Rocket Mortgage. Making the right financial decisions has never been more important. We can help guide you to those right decisions now, when they matter most. Mortgage rates are near historic lows, so when you call 8338-ROCKET or visit us at rocketmortgage.com to start your refinance, you'll be well on your way to saving money every month. The rate today on our 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.375%, APR 3.59%. Right now could be a great time for you to take some positive financial steps forward with a cash-out refinance from Rocket Mortgage, which could give you the boost that you're looking for. In addition, we may be able to help you refinance with little.
Back on in about 30 seconds, gentlemen.
At Rocket Mortgage, we're committed to every
Back
client,
on
every
third.
time. No exceptions, no excuses, giving you the best mortgage experience. Call us today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com to learn more.
Rates subject to change. Pay 1.875% fee received with discount rates. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Tell your smart device to play Spack and 10. Here we go, gentlemen. Then you can hear K-How while you're working from home.
Getting 630 K-How from iHeartRadio.
Denver's talk station. Available on over 2,000 devices.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Guess what? Daphne called the Denver Post. They are not making phone calls. They do not have her on record as being a monthly pay. It was an absolute scam. If you're getting calls from the Denver Post saying renew your subscription and we're switching from yearly to monthly, please beware. It's a scam. Marco was the guy's name, I think she said. So please, we are helping this woman to get a new credit card. she was scammed. Our number is 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. And after this hour, we have another hour to go on the Troubleshooter Network. So, Michael Plantinga, we talked about, and we talk about often with tax problems. Here's what happens many times, Michael. You have someone self-employed, and they work and work, and they work hard. But then the money they make, they need to refuel their business, and they don't put money aside for taxes. Before you know it, they owe money, so they figure, I'm not going to file. They don't file, but they keep working, and then they make more money. And then, they just get, it's a snowball effect. And they're self-employed. Many self-employed people get into trouble. I'd like to know who else gets into trouble. Who typically gets into trouble? Is it mostly self-employed or what?
Oh, we're talking individual income taxes here, Tom?
Yeah, or whatever.
Okay.
For people who owe money.
Sure. A lot of folks self-employed. I also find a lot of younger people, Tom. One thing that I think high schools could do is have a tax education class, because I do get a lot of clients where they're 24. They say, I just turned 18, I started working, and I didn't know it was as important as it is. And now I have this huge tax balance. So I think that's the service that we're doing to our youth.
So they have to account for taxes. Not everything you make is yours. People have to budget it like they budget anything. They can't assume they're going to get a refund. And then, so that's unpaid taxes. Then you have late filings or no filings. And then you have audits, which are all separate. Because you can be audited and still file every year. What triggers an audit?
It's pretty rare to have an audit done against you. But generally what will trigger an audit, Tom, is if the IRS finds what they call suspicious numbers entered on the tax return. So
there's no particular item that will trigger an audit or red flag?
Oh, certainly there is. And I was saying on a Schedule C for self-employed individuals, one big trigger is when the IRS sees high rounded numbers. So as opposed to specific numbers for expenses such as gas or payroll, if they see something, every number rounded up to say the nearest 100 or 1,000, that will trigger an audit quickly.
Interesting. What about certain deductions?
Deductions as well. If someone is trying to claim a deduction for fuel paid and that number just seems unrealistically high, then the IRS may trigger an audit and require proof of fuel receipts and vehicle expenses.
What about home offices?
To claim the amount that was claimed.
What about home offices?
Home offices as well. And again, if that number is high and seems unrealistic, then the IRS may want to visit that. But generally, the audit office is so backed up, it can take a while before you're actually audited. So
how far can they go back and audit you?
Numbers. They can go back as far as they want, especially if they think that fraud is involved.
Well, that's kind of unfair. Like how far? Like 15 years?
From what I've seen, Tom, generally it's about 7 years that they will go back, because that's the amount of time that taxpayers are required to retain their tax information and credit information.
We have a question for you from Deputy Doc.
Hey, Michael, it seems counterintuitive to me to pay the current taxes first. Don't they accrue interest? So if you pay a tax bill from, let's say, 5 years ago, you stop the interest accruing. Am I wrong about that?
That's a very good question. Now, in order to qualify for a payment plan or an offer in compromise or one of those programs with the IRS, one of the requirements is that you must be current on current year taxes.
Yeah.
So folks that have back taxes owed, if they are continuing to accrue through 2020, then they don't qualify for a resolution, and then they are at risk of levy or seizure of assets.
And also, that's true. That's true. So you have to be current, then you work backwards, and then you might want to go to your biggest one, because it's calculated on the amount owed. But get the current year done, get it paid. I'm Tom Martino. We have Larson Tax Relief with us today. If you have any questions, give us a call. Or any problems, questions, or complaints, or if you just want to rant, 303-713-TALK.
Endorsements in town telling you who you should call for
What's
your
that? It seems to me that, no, I know after you get current, you want to pay your oldest one first, so it doesn't keep accruing interest.
It's because they picked up the phone and called us.
I shall return.
Where are you going? Come on.
None of your business.
Are you going to the executive?
None of your business.
Well, you're doing your business, obviously.
Being a small business means navigating uncertainty in a constantly changing situation. So if you're looking for one trusted source that will keep you informed daily, visit the iHeartRadio Small Business Crisis Resource. There you'll find small business resources to help you get through this, including the latest info on loans, grants, and other forms of relief. You'll also see stories about small businesses making a difference. So let's get through this together. Visit iHeart.com/smallbusiness today. That's iHeart.com/smallbusiness.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, Denver. An iHeart radio station. ABC News, I'm Clayton Sandell. In Houston, an ongoing service for George Floyd, who died just over 2 weeks ago in Minneapolis police custody. Religious and community leaders are attending, along with Floyd's family, where he grew up in Houston. Philanthropist and ordained minister Ivy McGregor at the service.
Recently, God called the spirit of our dearly beloved brother George home to be with him throughout eternity.
Floyd's death sparked nationwide protest and calls for change, including defunding police. In Minneapolis, a Hennepin County judge has signed off on structural changes to the department outlined by the city council in an emergency session.
As for efforts to dismantle the Minneapolis Police Department, as suggested by a majority of the city council members, a 51% vote would be needed by Minneapolis residents, or a unanimous vote would be needed by the city council and mayor. The mayor has said he does not support abolishing the police department. Ryan Burrow, ABC News.
Wow, 51%.
It's the only thing that mayor said that's intelligent.
Wow.
That he doesn't support disbanding the police department.
And he was booed off the stage, that Mayor Fry from Minneapolis. And you wouldn't want to be the leader that said that, I guess. Depending upon how they do it.
You can't abolish it.
Well, look, I mean, you have to look back and see what happened in Camden, New Jersey. That's what they're looking at. There's tons of articles.
But if you take the city police and disband them and replace them with state troopers, you're not abolishing the police.
Right. I think what they said in Camden, and that's what the articles don't get into, is like what Mark said, they were pretty much all corrupt.
The cops, yeah. But what I'm saying is that from a logistical standpoint, getting rid of city cops and replacing them with state troopers while you're hiring the cops is not getting rid of the police.
It's not that, we're going to get a whole state troopers out.
Well, apparently they can Camden is not going to see.
It's not, and that's probably why it happened.
But Friends Say Floyd was never
But they could do it like that.
opportunities in Houston.
It's just funny, the articles don't ever mention any of that.
Of course not. He ended up serving 5 years in prison.
When
he got out in 2014, he followed a friend to Minneapolis where he found steady work as a truck driver and as a security guard at a restaurant with dance nights. His boss there said his employees loved him. But when the pandemic put the city on lockdown, his boss...
Yeah, it's only 73,000 people.
Right. Friends Say Floyd was trying to get by, but was struggling like millions of Americans who have lost their jobs in the worst economic downturn.
Learn more at discover.com/creditscorecard. Limitations apply.
Listen and learn from the pain and suffering of our Black communities. We must acknowledge the problems and identify the solutions, and then put this into action. The Black community cannot do it alone. This will require...
What am I watching? Why is this?
Is this how people learn?
Later today, it would ban the use of chokeholds by law enforcement officers, enact new body camera rules, and allow victims of police violence to sue individual officers for damage. Meantime, the conversation in Denver started about
possibly reallocating police funding. Other cities have done the same following the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis. Councilmember Stacey Gilmore explains how the conversation is taking shape in Denver.
We're going to relook at investing those same dollars back into the neighborhood.
Such an idea will likely not hit the table until there's a new budget from Mayor Hancock. The Denver Zoo ready to welcome visitors again. We'll be allowing members to return starting tomorrow and will reopen to the general public on Friday. There will be a variety of measures to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Those include requiring face masks for everybody 3 years old and above. That's the latest. I'm Chad Hoffman.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Bob Evans Dinner Signs.
Well, I can tell you right now, for the most part, everybody seems to be moving along without any huge delays or huge issues. Let's put it that way. With north and southbound, the I-25 corridor, you will have some minor slowdowns as you try to work your way out. Of course, you'll also see some minor delays as you try to work that drive both north and southbound on the I-25 corridor. And really, for the most part, the whole drive to Douglas County has been in better shape here as the morning rolls on. Of course, we do have some wind starting to kick up out east. That could cause problems to be just a little bit difficult for you. That's a look at your traffic. I'm Jim Hudson, 630 KL.
The Bob Evans Farms family of products wants to remind you to drive sensibly as you get behind the wheel a bit more now. Drive smart and drive safely.
This guy wants to know
what's that?
If he wants to respond on air when a police car switches lanes or whatever and gets behind you when you're driving, do you get nervous? And why is that? I don't know. I don't even know what he wants to say. And why is that? Because I know I get nervous driving around.
Well,
everybody does.
It's not like you can go to jail. Nobody wants to get a ticket. Right?
I don't know what he's even saying. Well, what's your feedback on that, Mark?
What's that?
What's your feedback?
Murals and other memorials for Floyd.
What's the question?
Did you? When a police car switches lanes or whatever and gets behind you when you're driving, do you get nervous?
If I was speeding or doing something wrong, yes. If
Well,
not, I don't even fucking notice, honestly.
Well, like I said, I think
If I was speeding or if I just robbed a bank, for example, then yes, I'd be a little nervous.
No, the big thing about it
If I
is.
was in the middle of my getaway.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. We're here to help you solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com for pain, inflammation, immunoboosting, and anti-anxiety. It's a great product to have if you want the very best CBD products with honest dosing. Panacea Life Sciences in Golden took over the EPA labs. They converted it to a CBD facility. It's a wonderful place. They supply all over the country. We happen to have them in our backyard. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Use Tom or Martino in the promo code and you get 25% off. Welcome, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So we got some problems, questions, and complaints. And we've been solving and we've been talking about stuff. As far as taxes go, red flags on a tax return are when you have large numbers, rounded off numbers, not real numbers, like $731.96, but you have 800 or 900 or 1,200, and you have big numbers, and also certain deductions like too much fuel or home offices. And if you have need any tax advice, of course, not on tax strategies, but we do have experts for that. But if you're calling about red flags, audits, collections, levies, what to do if you haven't filed in a while, what do you do when you owe money? We've been in touch with Larson Tax Relief today, LarsonTaxRelief.com, and you can always call them directly at 844-LARSON-TAX. But as far as other problems, questions, and complaints, give us a call as well, like Dawn. You want to talk about an identity problem, stolen identity? What's happening, Dawn?
Hi, I was kind of surprised that I got right through to you. Well, it's kind of an awareness thing, too. So I had my identity, all my personal information was taken, and it was from one of the many, breaches there were. The most recent one is probably Experian.
There are a lot of them.
They used my date of birth, my social security number, and my name to open an account, which I'm now liable for $12,000 for.
Well, hold on.
I am fighting it.
What is the account? Where was the account?
It's in Bank of America.
And why are you what is the 12 grand? Was it a loan? What was it? A credit card?
It was. I think it was a credit card, and they racked up $12,000 worth of debt.
You're not going to be liable for fraud. Did they tell you are because you're?
Yeah, my first claim was denied, and they said that they.
What claim? What are you talking about? What do you mean your first claim was denied, Dawn? Explain what that means.
I filed a fraud claim with Bank of America, fraud department.
Well, they're not going to do it for you. They're not the ones. You got to call police. Did you start a police case?
I did. I called police. I found the address. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I found the address that the perpetrator used to open the account. They had taken that address and they'd added it to my credit report. I called my local police department, and they said because that address was in Ohio, they couldn't do anything. It's out of their jurisdiction. I called the sheriff's department of that county. They said they couldn't do anything because I live in Colorado.
Oh my God, this is like, that's why I say credit crimes. Listen, credit crimes go unpunished all the time because law enforcement, I swear to God, law enforcement does not get involved in consumer crime. They're terrible. They're terrible. They look for reasons not to get involved, like it's across jurisdictions. We've proven that if a guy takes $1,000 down in every single municipality, if they're out of or jurisdiction of the DA, that no one DA will take the case. They never put it together. It is terrible. And in your case, I can see where this is happening. So no one will do anything about it. Well, here's the way you do it. First and foremost, put a freeze on your credit. Okay? No one can open up another account ever without a PIN number. They can't access your credit. That's the first thing you do, a credit freeze. Not a fraud alert, an actual freeze. You want an actual PIN number that you must issue for someone to get an account. Now, here's going to be the chilling part. When the crooks figure out, when they get access to your credit like they did to add an address, if they put the credit freeze on there and get the PIN number, that's going to be the chilling part, because then you won't be able to go in and freeze your credit. In fact, you won't even be able to get access to it. And I don't know what's going to happen when crooks figure that out. And if anyone wants to write to me and say, oh, why did you give them the idea? I don't give people ideas. Believe me, crooks get ideas. So here's the problem. You have to get some kind of a freeze on your credit. Then you have to fight each account on its own. So what you do is you basically tell this bank to come after you. Because they can't prove it's you. You say, look, I need this to come to a head. Please don't ruin my credit. Just come after me for it. Please come after me for it.
Here's the other piece of it. Because they're doing this, I have to talk to the security department at my employer, because I could lose my job over this kind of thing.
What kind of job is it?
I'm a contractor.
And so is it a sensitive job with security clearance?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Wow, this sucks.
I know, it's crazy. I froze my account with the 3 major credit reporting bureaus.
You did what? You reported the fraud?
I froze my account.
Good.
And I reported the fraud.
Good.
With them.
Good.
I have it's called a identity misappropriation form that I filed with the police department.
Good. You're doing everything right. I don't think this bank is going to come after you for the money. They'd be crazy if it's fraud. There are ways they can tell if it's fraud. But that address was added to your credit report. But they'll have records of when it was added. And if they see it was added right before the guy applied for this account, they can put it all together.
They are so stupid, Tom. I have talked to so many people in their organization.
Which organization?
And Bank of America.
Yeah. And they see, it's not that they're stupid. They just don't want to handle it. They don't want to handle it.
They will ask me to verify my identity by giving them information that the person who made up the account gave them. Well, I don't have that information. I didn't open this account.
Oh my God! What are you doing in case?
They have been sending emails to that email address that was created on this fake account.
So wait a minute.
That's what I'm saying.
So Bank of America won't even talk to you about it?
Now they will, but I have been through.
How did you finally get them to talk to you? I'd like to know that.
Oh, I waited on the phone a very long time.
No, seriously, that's a good thing that you got them to finally break through, since all the security information was the information planted by the fake. This is a terrible story, Dawn. I mean, so I would say that it all comes down to this. You've already put a freeze on it. I would also take out the fake address that's not yours and say this is not a valid address, and I would make any other corrections on my credit report. So you got a credit freeze, you're going to make corrections, then the next thing you're going to do is simply minimize damages, and that means you have to keep the case number and everything you've collected, and when they come after you for the money, forget talking to collectors, beg them to take it to court. And for $12,000, it'll be district court. And unfortunately, you're going to have to fight it, but that's the only way to get rid of it. I wish there was a different way.
I would be happy to do that. I would be happy to show them what I have and say,
well, you don't have to show them anything. They have to prove that you did it. In other words, credit card receipts, stores. Where are the stores you supposedly bought things? Well, they'll have to show, and then they'll have to show where they were shipped. So that investigation has to be done by them, not by you. They have to prove you got the merchandise and you did it. You don't understand. The burden of proof is on them. So that's why you have shipping addresses, you have tracking numbers, you have credit card addresses, billing addresses. So you don't have to do anything. But I'll doubt, if you look into these transactions, you're going to find if they were online, they were shipped somewhere. Do you know where they were shipped?
Point. I wonder if I can get copies of those. I don't have copies of the transactions.
Well, that's what you should do. You should say, look, if you're holding me responsible for this account or not, if it's in my name, I want to see it, because I want to be able to go to each transaction to verify I was not there.
That's an excellent point. Thank you. That's an angle that I hadn't done yet.
Well, transactions, it comes down to damages, which is money from you. But in order for you to pay, let's say Amazon had an order. Most crooks now, they won't go to a store because of video cameras and all that. They're going to go home and do it online. Okay? So let's say they did it online. I'm betting they did. I mean, I would hope they go to a store. Then you got it on video. But they're going to have transactions. It will have a date and a time. You can then prove where you were during that date and time. They're also going to have delivery addresses. You can prove you have nothing to do with those delivery addresses. What else will they have? They'll have all kinds of stuff like that where you can shoot holes in it if you have to.
Perfect.
And so I want you to start and do this for me. Start with getting the statement. Tell him you want the statement, you demand it. And tell him that, or you're going to have your attorney get a hold of them. Then we'll get an attorney to do it, to just get a hold of them to get your statements. But call them first. Be friendly. You've already proven there's fraud on there. You want the account statement because you want to be able to defend yourself. And you tell them, look, we're either going to do it friendly or we're going to do it when you try to collect the money and I subpoena this information. So let's just do it friendly. Let me know what they say. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Kathy, selling your mom's home and investments, this is very important. So please hang on. Daphne, ask her to hang on. I'll take her first up right after this.
Here, get found fast and become the banker in 16 seconds. You ready?
Tell your
Yes.
device.
What did you say? Can you sue them for what?
Defamation of credit, if they file, if they...
Yeah, but most likely a crook doesn't have any money. Or are you talking about the people that don't
Bank of
believe
America, you're talking about Bank of America.
Get found fast. That's what you need for your website. This is a company that will give you a free analysis on how your website is performing. And then they'll let you know how it loads, how Google sees it, how search engines see it, and what they can do to help you. It's really important. That's why I say getfoundfast.com is one of the single most important websites you can go to get that free analysis. If you decide to have them do ongoing work for you, it's done on a flat fee monthly basis. Why don't you call them 303-952-4900, getfoundfast.com. Let's talk about safety in investing. Now more than ever, people are thinking about that. During the pandemic, some people have lost up to a third of their entire investments. Those who had become the banker strategy lost not one dime in that program. In fact, they continued to get the guaranteed return plus dividend, 5% during the entire pandemic. You could too. It's overfunding life insurance on purpose to get a tax-free tax income account. This tax-free account grows tax-free. You can take it out tax-free to pay bills through your life and then have retirement. BecomeTheBanker.org. Look for the next webinar. BecomeTheBanker.org.
These days, small business means navigating uncertainty in a constantly changing situation. So if you're looking for one trusted source that will keep you informed daily, visit the iHeartRadio Small Business Crisis Resource. There you'll find small business resources.
Are you still out, Mark?
Including the latest info on
You're damn quiet.
and other forms of relief. You'll also see stories about small businesses.
No, I've been here the whole time, man.
Let's get through this together.
So you're damn quiet. Hey, did you ever figure out about getting your video from there?
Who are you talking
Nah, it's not going to happen.
Okay.
Who?
They're at
I
the,
can do it through that other thing, but that's...
What is he talking about?
the video, like we had before.
Oh, he can't get it. Make sure you tell him to call that guy with a spare tire.
Did you get what that guy with spare tires say?
I talked to him at length. We had a good conversation. Let me tell you, apparently someone else called from us, and he was very upset about that. He said the other person was just wasn't intelligent.
Very rude.
Very rude, unintelligent, tried to give him free money and he didn't want money, so now he's mad about the free money.
That he didn't get. He not only got a free spare, he was going to get free money. What's this world coming to?
He said they left five $100 bills in the RV for him, and it wasn't in the contract. And he went to the ATM and withdrew $500. Now he's very upset that he has $1,000 and not $500. See, that's the analogy we should have used. Tom is not good with analogies.
Well, he didn't pass his Mensa test.
I didn't hear what he was talking about, by the way. I wasn't
I,
listening.
on the other hand, am the analogy king. Go ahead, give me something, I'll give you an analogy.
I'm scared of it. I'm scared of the analogy.
Did you watch Billions on Sunday?
Let's see. If it was the one, what was the latest
When
one?
he was taking the Mensa test?
Yes. Oh, I loved it. Oh, God.
How did you?
God. That is. Oh, no, that guy.
Do you watch Billions? Oh, so what they did, this guy he's kind of a jerk. And he was taking the Mensa test, and they knew he wouldn't pass it. So they hijacked his computer so that they could enter answers. They could change his answers to the correct ones before he submitted it.
Oh, okay. kind of like George when he had that later
I like
test.
George. Right, with the IQ test.
Yeah. Elaine.
Battle starts by teaching you words and phrases that gradually get more complex. Soon, you're practicing short conversations. So in 15 minutes a day, you'll be speaking a new language in a few weeks. Battle is built around
How hot is it there today, Mark?
practical conversations that you will actually
What?
How hot is it?
Now try Battle for free. Just go to battle.com. That's BABBEL.
87 today.
Matt,
I think.
didn't you
It
say-
won't hit 80 for another half hour or so.
Didn't you say yesterday it was like 70?
80.
Oh, it was 80. Okay.
When we looked up, it was 66. Remember, Dan?
Yeah, it was actually kind of cold, but
He's in Vegas, right?
he's in Vegas.
All right. According to it's 81 degrees. It's going to be 105 on Thursday.
Where? He's not here.
In Vegas.
Oh, 105 on Thursday in Vegas, Doc said.
Thursday, yeah.
Bob Evans Farms family of products wants to remind you to drive sensibly as you get behind the wheel of
We like that, man.
You like that?
That's when we really do our workout.
That's hot yoga.
Bob Evans mashed potato. Here we go, guys.
We love it.
Okay, mute.
Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app.
Now number 1 for podcasting.
630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, what's going on? Gerald's got a comment on Did he hang up, Gerald? Okay,
yeah, he hung up. I'm sorry.
Kathy, what's going on with your mom? What's happening, Kathy?
Hi, Tom. May 1st, my mom fell in her home, and she's 90 years old. My brother found her, took her to the hospital. She was there about 5 days. Then they moved her on to a physical rehab place, and she's been there ever since. She's going to be discharged on Thursday, and in that time, her dementia's gotten a lot worse, and they have recommended 24-hour memory care, so that's where she's going to go on Thursday. With her savings, we're okay for about 5 or 6 months, but we're going to need to sell her house, and we can get into the rest of her retirement account. And I'm just looking for some advice on mostly the retirement and selling the home.
Okay. Is she on, first of all, Medicare?
Yes, she has Medicare and then supplemental insurance.
Okay. And are you looking at long-term care? Is that what you're thinking about?
Yeah, she's going to go to a memory care center, and then she's going to stay there.
So it's going to be self-pay?
Yes.
It has to be because there wasn't enough planning to do trust or shield income or equity or anything like that. So you want to know what to do. Here's the thing. Blake Harris, attorney at law, handles estates both when people are dead and alive. And Blake, what I have seen people do is basically liquidate and put the money in a safe account and use the money for their care. And then if they ever do run out, they are eligible for other public assistance. Other than that, Blake, am I missing something?
Well, for one, you can go ahead and start the process or prepare to start the process now to apply for Medicaid. It can take a few months, and you may want to start that process for one. But the other thing that you may want to look into is purchasing some type of Medicaid-friendly annuity. I don't sell annuities myself, but purchasing a Medicaid-friendly annuity, you can reduce her asset level down so that you can qualify for Medicaid now, and then that in turn will pay some money back. And when she passes away, there will actually still be some money, equity left in that annuity that can be used that can then be passed down to her children.
Hey, Blake, I thought that Medicaid has a look-back period as to when you finagled financing.
So Medicaid does have a 5-year or actually a 60-month look-back period. This is for assets given away for less than fair market value. If you are passing assets to your children or to a trust, you need to wait a period of time before doing that and applying for Medicaid. However, if you're purchasing annuity for fair market value, you could do that the day before you move into a nursing home.
Really? Honest to goodness, I never knew that. So that would help them extend their money.
Exactly. It allows you to basically still apply for Medicaid. It allows you to, because there are two tests in order to apply for Medicaid long-term care. There's the asset level and then the income level. And if you have above $2,000 in assets, you're not going to qualify for Medicaid. So what you do is you get rid of all your assets and then turn that asset into an income stream. And then with that, you can then...
I see what you're saying. So the annuity becomes an income stream to help pay for the nursing home. When it runs out, you have Medicaid.
So as the income is coming in, you can use that income to pay for your long-term care. Where your income is short, Medicaid will step in and pay for your long-term care.
I get it. That's a great idea. That is a great idea. So would they sell the home? Would they sell the home and all that, and then with that cash do the annuity?
Yes, they can sell the home and do the cash. Now the home gets a little bit tricky. You're allowed to keep your home if you are planning to return home. Now it's going to be kind of a hard situation in your case, Kathy, to argue that your mom's planning to return home. But if you can claim that she's planning to return home, then you could potentially keep her home. If you're planning to go into the nursing home with no chance of returning, then they're going to want you to sell the home first, and the home is considered an eligible asset, an available asset.
Okay.
So, Kathy, you do understand the steps. Now, what I suggest, if you know, Blake Harris will do a free consultation off the air, but that is a good plan. And, you know, I never even thought of that, having an annuity that you buy for fair market value, having an income stream supplemented by Medicaid if you need it. And if you don't need it, fine. You're spending your assets as you should, and then you get Medicaid. So it sounds like a good plan. MileHighEstatePlanning.com. Kathy, the number is 720-924-6171. 720-924-6171. MileHighEstatePlanning.com. More coming up. Hey, listen. Hey, man, I got to run to the restroom real quick, okay? I have to.
Go ahead.
I'll run right now.
Hurry up, Tom.
Hello. Yes, hello. You guys gonna go? What, are you guys gonna do anything fun there besides gamble?
We do fun things all the time. We go to breweries.
Okay. So drink and gamble.
That's pretty much the gig.
Have they canceled all the shows?
What's that?
Has Vegas still canceled all the shows?
They canceled all the shows.
I'm not sure what else you do in Vegas.
All the shows. How long did you say? The retrophone?
How long, Ant? Oh, Mark, you have to take it over.
Hey, Mark, you might have to take retrophone. Tom's an executive.
All right, 10 seconds. Here we go.
You got it, Mark? Retrophone. Can you do it? 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
Yes, I'll do it.
Okay.
All right.
He's back.
I'm here.
Okay, he's here. He just got here.
All right, let's talk about Zero Res Denver. Zero Res are the people.
Kitchens, baths, I have to put another pause in there.
Well, what? I was talking. You didn't hear me.
No, I didn't hear you at all.
I was doing Zero Res, so okay, and you cut me out in the middle of it. So, all right.
They couldn't even hear you over the air. You are fine. It is coming up after these 40 seconds.
Okay.
This is Todd. Hey, Todd, Dad.
You don't have to do it, Mark. Yeah, you don't have to do it. No.
We're certainly very grateful, but that 50% discount thing.
Instead, we want you to take a picture of you standing on your head. No, isn't there things to do around Vegas and stuff, like you go see the Hoover Dam?
But we've only seen that like 40 times.
Oh. Seen what? Got it.
Need to replace your windows and doors. How about we'll treat you right and done right? Oh, soon. 303-722-2295, 800-362-8370, or drhi.com.
All right, so far we've had so many people concerned with sanitizing and cleaning their homes, and that's why they have turned to Zero Res. Here's the good part about Zero Res. They have a revolutionary disinfectant that they can put on hard surfaces like counters, doorknobs, vanities, plumbing fixtures, toilets, phones, trash cans, and more, in businesses or in homes, that leaves a shield of protective coating that kills germs for up to 90 days. And it starts at just $30 a room. They also, of course, can sanitize and clean your carpets with their patented water. And that water is patented. They use no soaps or emulsifiers to get things really clean. So whether it's your carpets or your hard surfaces, you can ask for Zero Res Denver and their ZR Shield or their patented carpet cleaning process. ZeroResDenver.com, 303-471-5150. All right, Rocky Mountain Retro Foam is another revolutionary product. I love talking about these products that really work. I don't know anyone who should not do this if you're looking to do insulation. Why you would ever go with old-fashioned stuff when you have to rip out walls and put in foam and all that stuff. What you do here is from outside the home, without disrupting your living space, you can have this retro foam injected into wall cavities that cover every nook and cranny. It makes your home so energy efficient, you can save up to 50% on energy bills. It makes your home more quiet. It also inhibits insects and rodents. It's a fire retardant. There are so many benefits, and you can even get rebates and tax credits. FoamYourWalls.com will show you this incredible product. 720-676-6333. 720-676-6333. FoamYourWalls.com.
Today, it can be a little bit at a time, but it can quietly build up. And the high interest rates tied to some of your credit cards or personal loans can cost you a lot of money. But it doesn't have to be this way. Hey guys, it's Ross Kaminsky. And
So not a lot there to do unless you gamble, drink, no shows.
Creating up to maybe $1,000.
Could you go golfing?
Savings, maybe more.
Mark doesn't golf.
He doesn't golf.
No, we might take up golfing. No, it's funny you said that.
Program to achieve your financial goals. There's no pressure.
Don't do it in Vegas. It's so expensive.
I'm still going to go to Frank.
It'd be like when we play racquetball and
Is he still there?
with your fucking face between your legs, crying like a bitch.
You know, I do miss kicking a little major ass. And I mean that both with your name and its major ass. Hey Mark, if you want to do some golf, go to Top Golf. You know what that is? Yeah, they probably have one in Vegas.
Kathy, we're going to have Wally talk about Blake. Maybe Blake should listen.
Well, they have one in Vegas. That'll be a fun. Yeah, that'll be a fun thing to do.
We've played that a few times. Actually, that's not a bad idea, Doc. We might do that.
That's why I get
to do in the evening when it's not so hot.
Oh yeah, it's a great. That's why I get the big bucks. What I mean is hot. They'll be spraying that mist over there to cool you off.
That fucking mist is hot.
Free shipping and handling, no credit card required. And I'll send you a free copy of the audiobook.
I built 2 new listings while we were doing the show last hour.
What do you do?
Built 2 new listings.
Cool.
Denver's talk station.
Where do you usually stay out here, Doc?
I stay at one of the MGM properties.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So Kathy said her mom is 90, broke her hip. She's going to be coming home soon, but she's going to be needing long-term care eventually or assisted living. Our attorney has some suggestions for annuities to help pay for the home converting assets to income stream, and then the income can be supplemented if needed by Medicaid, or if they run out, of course, they can get Medicaid just like anyone can. And Wally's got a comment on that. Go ahead, Wally.
My wife's mother passed away here a few years ago up in Fort Collins, and she had a home paid for and everything. And so we didn't know what to do, and neither at the time. because we thought the nursing home was going to get all the money, you know. And so we went to a lawyer up there that took care of senior citizens, and she told us, no, that ain't the way it rules. She says that you sell a home, you take right off of the top of the money. You can buy like the burial plot and all, you know, set up for burial, and then whatever's, you deduct that from that. And she says whatever's left, it's split between the siblings and the nursing home, and the siblings get 50% of it.
Okay. What did she mean by that? So she said the money given to the siblings is just magically not counted?
Well, they take, like, say it's sold for $115,000, and it costs $15,000 for the burial, so you have $100,000 left. So you take the $100,000 and split it in half, $50,000. Then the $50,000 is split among the...
I know what you're saying. I got what you're saying, but what I'm saying is I thought Medicaid for cash disbursements has a 5-year look back. So I didn't know you could do that without them saying, wait a minute, you're not allowed to just give money away just before going into a nursing home. I thought Blake's...
I understand that too, because my parents went in that way, and I had and they went into a nursing home, and we had to wait. There was 5 years that they told us nothing can happen. But this here deal, like, say, she had to go in for 24/7 too, and so and that's what this lawyer.
Is that what you guys did? Is that what you guys did? You sold the house, you arranged for a burial, and split the 50% of the rest?
Yes.
Okay, Blake Harris, have you ever heard of that? I've never heard of that. I thought that if you had a lump of cash from selling a house, and then obviously burial expenses are considered a deduction, but I didn't know you could just give 50% of the rest to your kids. Blake?
Okay, so yes, the burial portion is correct. You can buy an irrevocable burial plot, and that money you can scrape off. The remaining portion sounds very strange to me. There is one thing that we could clear up, where it's the money that the exclusion period where you have to wait 5 years. You're only kicked off Medicaid for every 1 month's home in a nursing home stay, whatever the cost is of the county that you're applying in. So let's say $7,000. For every $7,000, you're kicked off Medicaid for 1 month. So if you give away $49,000, you're kicked off Medicaid for 7 months. So if you keep $49,000 and give $49,000 to your children, then for 7 months you're going to have to you're going to be kicked off Medicaid for 7 months, and then your children can turn around and pay. That might be what the attorney was doing, but even then you're not going to meet the asset. Yeah,
level. I don't get that either. I don't get it either. Again, Wally, is I don't know of any exceptions for keeping cash and giving it to your kids.
So actually, I'm doing the math here. If you do that, and then what you can do is you can wait 7 months, but they still ask, have you given anything away in the past 5 years? And then after 7 months, you're going to be kicked off because you gave away 7 months worth of nursing home expenses. Then your children would have to pay, somebody else would have to pay for a few months. So, there's ways where you do it where you get kicked off. And
I like the idea, personally, I like the idea of the annuity better. I mean, that's more of to me, an honest approach. What you're doing is you're taking the money and converting it to income. You're not hiding the income, and you're using it for their care.
Tom.
Yes.
Tom, one thing to keep in mind is it has to be a Medicaid-friendly annuity. There's only a few companies that sell them, but it's got to be a Medicaid-friendly annuity.
What makes it Medicaid-friendly?
There's only a couple companies that meet those standards, and basically it's, for one, it's your inability to cash it out. Because if you have the ability to turn around and cash it out, Medicaid's going to say...
Okay, I get what you mean. Because they don't want you to have that back door to get cash. Okay, thank you. Blake Harris, MileHighEstatePlanning.com. Always an eye-opener, 720-924-6171. So Frank Duran, the real estate man, have you had people approach you like this where they have an elderly person, you got to sell the home pretty quickly, things like that, Frank?
Hi, Tom. Yes, I have. In fact, I'm dealing with a situation like this right now, and we certainly do our best and do a free market analysis to give them an idea what the value would be.
Okay, and again, Frank, I know that selling retail most of the time will yield you more than a quick sale, but there are people, I know you've heard about them advertising on this show, home investors. They say they're going to give you a check in a few days. They'll make you an offer. And again, most of the time that offer won't be full retail for what you can get for fixing up the home and keeping it on the market and showing its best foot forward. But certainly that's an option too. Have you ever come up against those, Frank?
I certainly have, Tom. In fact, a very sweet lady called me the other day, and based on her individual situation, she was actually in a better situation talking to home investors. So I got them in connection with each other to talk, and that seemed more what she was going to need. So sometimes we do run into that, and we certainly want to always try to steer our clients in the best direction that's best for them.
That's what I like about you, Frank, and I would love for Kathy to get a hold of you about her mom's house just to give her some advice, because they might have to sell it pretty quickly. And so you do free market analysis, and Frank, I want to make people aware this is not just a sneaky way to get a listing. You are truly giving an analysis whether they want to list or not.
That's right, Tom. In fact, there's people where I've done analysis for them, and they said, "Hey, Frank, we're going to hold off for now, and great, and we're happy to help." A couple years down the road, they say, "Hey, Frank, remember us? You did an analysis for us a couple years ago. Hey, we'd like to think about selling now." So we're happy to help anybody, even just to give them an idea right now if we have to.
Thank you very much, Frank Duran, the Real Estate Man. .com 303-920-1622. And Bill wants to talk about something called flex payments with credit cards. Vic wants to talk about toll bills that aren't his. All of that coming up right after this.
You're clear. Got your order granted in 50 seconds.
I'm confusing you because I'm taking breaks on time.
This reporting.
A little bit, yeah.
Thinner side.
So the type of annuity this will there be cash after she dies, or
yes,
is it one
but she can't cash it out.
Right, but there will be cash, so it's not the annuity that expires if they die.
No, that's what I said. There would be some left.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't know anything about annuities at all. Nothing.
She'll get a great deal on her annuity at 87.
Yeah. I'm telling you though, annuities aren't as bad as I thought either if you get the right one.
I just think in the
I
past.
got one with a 7.5%, and I just wanted to know that if I ever had it, my mortgage would be paid. As it turned out, I paid cash in my house, but I get that check every month, and it's a small part of my portfolio.
But your annuity is the type that expires when you expire.
Right. The Art of Granite. That's the art of doing things the right way. Mitch Floria, he will give you a price in just a few minutes if you have the square footage and you know the material, and all the material is wholesale. That's why you can do that. He charges for fabrication and installation, but he doesn't charge for tear out and haul away. He doesn't charge for the kitchen when you have the bathroom done. That's why theartofgranite.com has such a simple, straightforward way of doing business. A direct stone importer, get your best prices at wholesale, and then get your price for the entire project on the phone. 303-386-5919. Theartofgranite.com.
Years old, full of life and flat broke. Not looking behind during all those years you worked to save for your retirement. Well, it doesn't have to be that way if you plan today for your.
But I think in the past, the annuities were a bad deal.
It depends on on what you need it for and what kind of annuity you get.
Right. Well, that's just it. I think in the past there was a lot of bad ones and stuff. But
I went directly to the company. I didn't do it through a broker.
That's a good start.
My financial, the guy that does my finances, he said to me, these are the 3 or 4 best companies, talk to them. So he didn't act as an intermediary. He said,
so there's no broker fee.
There's no broker fee.
I don't even know how those broker fees work. If they just take a percentage of the whole thing, or what? I mean, everything is different, right?
That's iHeart.com/smallbusiness. Rates are like a roller coaster lately. Are you concerned about the future and how to protect your home? Do you want to become
Do you have somebody who takes care of your finances?
No.
Or you do it yourself?
Home
Yeah.
value is still at their highest level ever.
I should have,
and
probably.
rates at historic lows. Now may be the best time to be prepared if the economy changes. Last time, many of our friends lost their home when it was unnecessary. Take AIM, 720-895-0500. Many of our clients have the ability to tap their equity should the economy change, all without having to borrow the money now. We can show you how to access your equity in these uncertain times to give you peace of mind and allow you to focus on what's important, your family. Call Affordable Interest Mortgage at 720-895-0500. That's 720-895-0500. We are locally owned and operated since 2001. Our reputation of putting you first with straight answers and listening are unmatched in Colorado. Let us help you protect your home. Take AIM, 720-895-0500, where it's all about you.
Now's the perfect time for this special offer. Get half off a Carrier AC with the purchase of a qualifying Carrier furnace. More than $2,000 in Carrier.
This thing, after a while, makes your ears sore.
Plus a 10-year warranty on
This earpiece.
Earpiece there.
online services.
You feeling okay, Tom?
Yeah.
Okay, so keep.
No pain. I just some days this affects me and other days it doesn't.
It's the caffeine. You may be sensitive to caffeine.
Yeah, some days, but some days I do it and it doesn't bother me that much. That's what's weird. Oh, today's a workout day. God, what a workout is. I never feel like I can get it. As soon as I get into it, you know what I found works? And I thought it was bullshit.
What?
Music.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you get pounding music, I can't believe how much it changes you.
It does. I was never able to watch TV or listen to a book. I had to have music going on with work.
Now, you know, they used to drag on when I was watching my shows. And then Stephanie comes one day and puts on this music. And I'm thinking,
it's the best.
Oh, you like music when you're watching a show?
No,
when you're exercising.
Oh, yeah.
The only time I listen to talk is if I'm just taking a walk somewhere. Then I can listen to a book or something. But when I'm exercising or running, you gotta have music going on. And then with these shows, they have commercials that disrupt the whole rhythm.
Well, not on Netflix.
Oh, if you're on Netflix, right.
Georgia State Trooper refuses to kneel at a protest, telling the protesters, quote, "I only kneel for God."
Good for him.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. What's going on? Vic, what's happening? Hello, Vic. I'm Tom. What's going on?
Hello, Tom.
Hey, man. What's going on?
We got a letter in the mail yesterday from E-Toll. Has my full name and address, has the wrong license plate number, that I was down E470 Plaza South on April 25th.
They could have read a number wrong. Did they have the right car?
Well, I don't have my car on it, but the license plate isn't even close. But
you mean the license plate that they sent to you for the bill is not yours?
Oh no, but right address and everything. But
hold on,
I haven't been.
No, that could be. Does it have your name right?
Yeah, full name, even middle name.
Wait a minute. I don't get that then. They had the wrong license plate number, but the right address and the right name. It's because
address. I haven't been down to E470's Plaza probably in 20 years.
By the way, one of the good news things is that they don't want to collect from you if you don't owe. They're not like a shyster organization.
Whatever clerk entered it just entered the wrong number. That's all.
Yeah, but if they
took a picture of the license plate. Let's say it was 12345. When the clerk went to send a letter, she put 12346 and got his address.
But he's saying the license plate is wrong. It's not his.
Right.
Well, it'd have to be his to bring up his address.
No. When they took the picture, it was 12345.
Okay.
So then when
now, do you have a picture of the license plate?
Yes.
Okay. Now, is the picture of the license plate your license plate? No, right?
Not. You mean on the invoice?
Right.
No. The license plate number. I have a disabled license plate even. And
I'm asking you if the picture of the license plate is yours. No, right?
There's no picture on it.
Oh, all you have is a numbered license plate.
Right, on the invoice.
Yeah,
yes.
well...
no, so what I'm saying is...
Yeah, she put in the wrong number.
She put in the wrong number,
I know,
that's
but
all.
the wrong number would not bring up his address. Only his number would bring up his address.
If the license plate was 12345...
Right.
And she put in 12346...
Right.
She would get all of his information back...
But on the invoice, it doesn't say 12346. It says the wrong
old one.
That's what I'm getting at. It's the wrong one. I could see what you're saying. If she put in the wrong number, it would bring up his, but it would show as his number, right?
Right.
Okay, but he's saying on that invoice.
Okay, it's the wrong. Okay.
Are you saying on your invoice they got your license plate wrong?
Yeah, it's not even close. I'm disabled. I have a disabled license plate.
Well, they're not going to charge you for it. By the way, is it a lot of bills or one?
It's just one that I was down there.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Listen, you have to call them. They'll figure it out. They're not going to try to hook you for it. They're good people. I've never seen them try to collect for something that they don't owe. Now, I've seen what the deputy doc has said. I have seen where they take a picture of one but write down another, and then when they write down the other or somehow transcribe it, it goes to someone else. But that's easy to reconcile because you look at the picture and compare it to the number. But in your case, it's wrong, which is weird. But I wouldn't worry about it. Have you called him yet, Vic?
Yeah, I've called him twice, and I get a recording, push 1, 2, and 3.
We have somebody there, don't we, Daff? I thought we had an angel there we can talk to. I thought we did. We'll see if we can make a call for you tomorrow. Bill.
There's a phone number on here. It says for billing inquiries, but I get that.
We'll try to call for you tomorrow. Just hang on, Daff. We'll get your number, Vic. Hang on. Bill, what's going on? What do you mean by credit card flex payments? What's happening?
Good afternoon, Tom. Maybe it's my misunderstanding about flex payments, but I got a balance on here of, say, $401.07. I said, well, I think I'll just pay it off. Well, you'll still get billed another payment next month, and I just understand when they put a balance on here, I should pay it. They tried to explain it to me.
No, wait a minute. Bill, hold on. I'm confused, too. If you have a credit card, you have a balance, then you have an amount due. They're two different things. The minimum amount due is not your balance. So which one are you talking about?
Let me explain. I bought this TV back in February from HSN. They put me through Synchrony Bank, which I've dealt with before. But this year, I got a balance up here. Then they showed a payment, and then they showed $146.66.506. So I finally got a balance of $401.07, and now they say, well, if I pay that off, I'm still going to get the last flex pay next month. I just didn't quite understand it.
Well, okay, but the flex pay of how I'm not understanding. It's my fault. It's not yours.
Maybe I'm not.
How much was the TV in total?
$900. I'll just round it off, and then
like 900. How much have you paid so far?
Probably $500 and some.
Okay.
$600 somewhere in there.
So basically, you have a $400 balance, is what you're saying. If you pay off that balance, there's no way you can have another payment. You pay what it is plus interest, right?
That's what the interest was $794. That was my point. I'm going to just pay it off. I'm done dealing with you guys. I had a problem with you when I bought it.
Well, hold on. How can they possibly say?
It sounds like he borrowed.
What?
It sounds like he borrowed cash against that credit card. The flex loan is generally exactly what he's talking about. You can buy a TV, buy whatever, but you can also take cash. Are you sure you don't have two different things going on?
No. They show a new they show the fifth payment of 6 added on to the 304.47.
Okay, listen. Here's what it is. Your balance as of whatever day they get the payment is going to be paid. If it's paid, there's no way that you're going to have any more due. I mean, you might have a few days of interest here or there, but you're not going to have another $400 due. That's impossible.
No, they say I'll have another $146.66. I know you got to go.
Okay, hold on. You know, Daphne, we should call them for him. I want to understand this. I don't want to just slough him off. Hang on, Bill. Seriously, we'll take you up too. I'm Tom Martino, folks. We're out of time. Save all your problems for me.
I don't understand that.
I don't either. I think he had some leftover interest or something.
We can help you.
I'll call them.
Yeah, no, that you could get through that easy.
All right, ladies, I'm out of here.
Okay, Marky.
Yeah. Top golf, Marky.